Hi, beautiful people. Happy Sunday. Well, for some of you, it's Monday already. I just wanted to do a quick live stream before I started to do a quick live stream. I'm gonna go into the commentary and talk about Carmelo Anthony. Is it over? I watched a lot of commentary regarding Carmelo Anthony since he lost his bid for a retrial. Okay, let me take a drink. Oh, I'm gonna tell you my thoughts on that. He lost. I'm not surprised that he lost. There was a lot of things that came out during this trial, and a lot of things. Can we just say there was problems on both sides? Carmelo Anthony's side, we saw the racist rhetoric, the tweets, the graffiti, and all of that. We saw it. And on Carmelo's side, there was a lot of things that didn't come out because of the gentleman's agreement that they came up with. So we didn't get to hear about the character of Carmelo, nor did we get to hear about the character of Austin. I wish this trial was over and we wouldn't hear any more about the Karmelo Anthony situation, not because I don't believe that everybody needs justice or anything, but this trial was so racially polarizing that I was really kind of over that part of it. I listened to an interview with Carmelo's family that I wish I could play. If you guys want to hear that interview, go over to Willie D. I'm not going to play it for copyright reasons, but maybe during my next, I don't know. Let me think about it. But go listen to it to yourself. And I do feel bad for the parents because we don't want our kids to come out a certain way, and we never want to hear bad things about our kids. But Carmelo had a lot of problems, you guys. And when he's talking about licking the blood off of blades, and then we hear from his ex-girlfriend that there were stalking issues, the kids had a lot of problems. I feel that if that would have come out during the trial, he could have gotten more than 35 years. So maybe people should be happy about the 35 years. I'm not here to tell you guys what to think. I'm just here to tell you guys that there's a lot of things that didn't come out. And on Austin's side of family, okay, the family has some racist issues going on in their family. Does that mean he should have lost his life? No. Jeff Metcalf started a foundation on Austin's behalf, the Austin Metcalf Foundation, talking about keeping your hands to yourself. And is that something positive that can come out of this? Austin will be able to appeal. First, it has to be denied at the lower courts, and he gets to then appeal to the higher appellate courts. Okay, so is it over for did I say Austin? I meant Carmelo. If I said Austin, I misspoke. I meant Carmelo. Carmelo gets to appeal, and he gets to go to a higher court. Now, the first process of it is to be denied in the lower courts. But I don't understand the grounds. Oh, actually, I do. Because of the gentleman's agreement, they're saying that Carmelo Anthony didn't testify in his own defense because of what he believed the prosecutors were going, because of the prosecutor's verbal agreement or whatever. So I guess that could be grounds for an appeal. I don't know, you guys. I'm going to just continue to watch this case. I'm going to continue to follow it. Even though I'm tired of hearing the racial side of it, I'm just going to watch it anyway. And those are my thoughts on Carmelo Anthony. Not surprised that he didn't win the retrial. I'm not surprised. But going forward, what's good, Claude? I'm about to do another stream right now, but going forward, I am interested in, I don't know. I did listen to an attorney speak about this case, and she feels that Carmelo Anthony will be able to use the same defense that Bill Cosby used. We shall see. I'm watching. How are you, Claude? I only came to talk my little spiel on what I thought about Carmelo Anthony since I didn't get a chance to make a video about it. This case. With everything going on with Nolan Wells and the other court cases, I have my hands full. So, Jeff Metcalf did an interview. You can catch it on Fox or Newsweek, or of course, MU could play for you. And the parents of Carmelo Anthony have made a statement. Their statement was, uh, you know, are we surprised at what they're going to think? I mean, their son is down for at least 17 and a half years unless he wins on the appeal. And either way, it's not an overnight process. Their son is locked up. Jeff Metcalf, there really are no winners because he doesn't have a son. They said some horrible things. I'm not going to kid. I'm not gonna lie. Am I surprised? No, because Jeff Metcalf came out with watermelon. We know what he said. He said a lot of things. I do wish that I can't pronounce the guy's name. The guy that interviewed Jeff Metcalf would have asked more about that, but he didn't. He's not winning the appeals. He's not winning the appeals. I'll drop a link for you if you want to come up, but you don't have to because I'm not going to do this stream long. You guys know I don't like to give my personal opinions on these kind of cases. You guys look at. I was in San Diego the other day, and when I tell you that I just feel rested and ready to, I feel so much better. Kinda. I mean, it took me a little break. That's why I wasn't here yesterday night and stuff like that because I took a little mini vacation, but I'm back. What, Claude? Do I think he's gonna win on appeal? I try not to give my personal opinions that much, and I just give you guys the facts and let you guys decide for yourselves. I think there has to be some accountability. I haven't seen it. I would like to see the Roland Martins and the Willie D's talk about the things that Karmelo did and stop trying to paint him as this angel because he was not an angel. But when I say things like, oh, thank you, Claude. Thank you. But when I say things like that, then I get attacked. But Karmelo was no angel, you guys. He had problems. And until we start calling out these things, then we'll never really get anywhere. Okay? People are always going to put race into it. We'll never be able to separate it. The facts of the cases, he talked about wanting to stab someone. He talked about just horrible things. Okay? His girlfriend said he was a stalker, which, that's not enough to convict him. But because of the gentleman's agreement, the jury didn't get to hear these things. I can't stand Roland Martin. I cannot stand Roland Martin. He has a scandal of his own, though. He does. I'm not going to say I can't stand him. I don't like his commentary. This difference. Well, Carmelo Anthony was no angel. And all these people that were trying to paint him in this light, and then anybody that came against it, they wanted to call them a racist. You can't call them a racist. You can't. So that's my thoughts on that. I do want to see the next step. We already know they're going to appeal to the higher courts. All right. So it's not over for Karmelo. It's not. There's a fight. He still has his lawyer. He has an amazing defense team. The first judge getting recused in the case, not a shocker because he did that interview, which is not common for a judge to do an interview a couple of days after the trial, saying that the juror got it right. So of course he's not going to be allowed to judge in the case for the retrial. Of course, that's just common sense. But no one's going to address the text messages from Karmelo. No one's going to talk about the problems. Karmelo sounded like a troubled kid. Yes, he had good things about him. Yes, he was in sports and great student. But the kid had some demons, like a lot of teenage kids do. But at the end of the day, the facts of the case is one kid is no longer here, and both kids should have been allowed to live their lives. And honestly, both kids lost their lives. If Carmelo Anthony does a minimum of 17 and a half years, that is his prime. He lost his prime. But those are consequences. Those are consequences of his actions. You said rightfully so? Rightfully so, what part? Oh. Carmelo was 3 cans short of a 6-pack. Now, see, Claude, you can say stuff like that. Let me say something like that. You have people. I don't know, but Um, the judge getting recruits. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. What's good, Rob? I'm just doing a. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go up in you guys' ear, but I'll try to talk to you guys a little bit on Sundays before I do my regular streams. And again, the this has been a lot. And after Carmelo, then you have what's going on with Nolan Wells, and you have like you got the Tupac. It's just one thing after another. I'm gonna say this: talk to your kids. Talk to your kids about respecting other people, respecting other people's spaces. Jeff Metcalf did at least acknowledge the fact that you should keep your hands to yourself. It doesn't excuse all of the things that Jeff Metcalf has said. The very racial things that I don't. At first, I said, you know what, Jeff Metcalf could have been angry, blah 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 blah. But no, because now you can see from Austin and him being on probation for his racial graffiti and stuff like that. Everybody's had problems. But instead of learning from this, do you think anybody will? No, I just feel that it's going to continue to divide us until this case is over. It's going to continue to be, I don't know, you guys. Yeah, I got my collagen water. Collagen water, so. So that's my thoughts on that. Do you guys think, do you think he will? He's still able to appeal. I saw some people's commentary that said he can't appeal. Yes, he can still appeal. He can appeal to a higher court. So that was something that I wanted to correct. So no, it's not completely over. It won't be over until he runs out of appeals. And the higher court says no, he can no longer. So that's that. All right, you guys. I'm gonna get out of here. That was pretty much my thoughts on that. I will try to if it's kind of hard to follow a case that's not on camera. We did it with the what trial was that? And Diddy. But I think that all court cases should be public and we should be able to watch it. It's hard to watch this one. You have to rely heavily on the reporters. The country was are you doing links? I dropped the link. The link is there. Only on Sunday. Do I really do this style of a stream just so I can talk to you guys, chat with you guys a little bit, see how y'all doing? Lisette, how are you? How are you this now it's Monday here. The country was already divided and will stay divided because no one wants to listen to the other side. What's good, damage? This case is nuts. Both young men have unexpected issues. We got to get this younger generation under control. We need stiff punishments for them. Damage, do you agree with do you agree with the verdict? Doing well, pretty girl. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. I'm glad you're doing well, my friend. What's good, Rob?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Do I agree with it? I would say this: as a melanated man, I, I understand what I'm up against, and it's crazy. What? Oh man, I gotta talk.
Are you
I,
coming on camera or no? What you looking like right now?
Uh, a regular dude. What are you talking about? I'm
You
not
don't
trying to be good. I got to get up and go to work. I got to get up at 5:30 and
have to
go
come
to.
on camera. I just asked. I like me. I
Oh,
like connection. But go ahead. What are you saying as a melanated dude? What do you think?
um, it's a tough. He did what he's supposed to do, and you know, People do what they're supposed to do, whatever the case may be. I would rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. At the end of the day, let people do what they do, and all I'm saying is it's a like they say the country is divided. No, it's not. The country is not divided. No. Mm-mm. Do what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, because I would give my son the same advice. Do what you're supposed to do, man. I'd rather be able to hug you 20 years later. Things like that. Or that's anybody. It wouldn't matter. Like, so it's a difficult thing because of the climate that we have to deal with in this country. My thing is, I want to see that come my way, and I'll show you what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? Like, no hesitation. I wouldn't care what's going on. And so, it shouldn't even be that big of a deal. Just, hey, I did what I'm supposed to do, and that happened, and this happened, or it is what it is.
Okay.
No, it's pretty because I'm trying to be very cool on your channel. Yeah.
You're fine. Lisette says no argument, but our leaders are absolutely dividing us. Here's the thing. I don't feel. I'm not sure I agree with that. I think that any president in office is going to bring. If it's a Democratic president, if it's a Republican president, you're going to have the other side that's upset. I feel that we divide ourselves. And I'm not saying that you're wrong with that, but I think that it's more than that. I feel that no matter who's in office, the country's going to be divided because people can say that when no Biden was in office. People can say that about Obama. So I don't really feel that that's the no matter who's in office, there's going to be another side that's upset with it.
Correct. But there's because of how can I put it? Because of
I'm not saying you're wrong, Lisette. I do agree. I mean, I do agree, but going further, I think that would be with any leader, though. That's just how I feel.
yeah.
Rob, did you follow this Karmelo Anthony case at all?
I mean, just enough for me to understand what is going on, and it is what it is what it is, and yeah, there's another case going on that I would like to speak about that I would like to hear your thoughts about, but I don't know, it might hit a little different.
Hi, truth be told. Good morning.
I would there's another case that is you might know what it is, but there's a lady who did something to three little people. How do you feel about that? Do
I'm
you
gonna play
understand?
something from Jeff Metcalf and I will say that case.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Without me saying
Yeah, the lady that took her 3 kids' life. That has to do with my thoughts on that case before I play this interview. I'm only gonna play the audio for you guys on because I didn't plan on being here that long. But to Rob's question about the Clancy case, is that her last name was Clancy. My first thought was, man, how do you take your 3 kids' life?
Yeah.
But the bigger question for me is the postpartum depression. I that case is layered. The case is layered. She's actually getting a lot of sympathy from moms. She's getting a lot of she has a lot of advocates speaking out for her. So Actually, I thought that case was going to last a lot longer. Supposedly, they're going to go to closing arguments soon, so I'm pretty surprised. I would love to see what's going to happen with this lady. Either way, her life is ruined. So if you guys aren't following the trial that Robert's talking about, I didn't mean to dox you, call you Robert, but
no, that's cool. You didn't
yeah.
say my last name or anything.
Let me
Like
play
that.
this for you guys, just so you
Yeah,
can hear
let's
a little
listen to
bit.
the
I
news
want you guys to
story.
listen to this.
Let's go back to Karmelo. Play it.
Let me play this. Everything that's just for educational purposes, you guys. I'm only gonna play you guys a little bit of the audio, and this is his interview from Newsweek. Now he's done another one, but I'm gonna play this one for you. Just the audio, okay?
I'm a fellow.
Hold on.
Listen,
Okay, maybe I should go back further.
my foundation is my purpose, my mission.
So he talks about the foundation. Hold on, yes. Sorry.
It's 50-50. It's either going to be granted or denied. I'm foundation. My foundation is my purpose, my mission. This is what's going to save lives. This is what's going to keep this.
This is Jeff Metcalf.
I just want to touch other people's lives and change the world one person at a time. If I can save one life, I'm a success. But if I can't, I'm a failure. Listen,
Yes, damage.
the judgment is in the effort, not in the outcome. If you're trying to help people and you're trying to help them de-escalate in the ways that you say that the damage is going to be, the effort is the same.
Rob, what the hell is up with that picture?
Why are you concerned about my picture?
Here's something I wanted to ask you. Get your take on this.
Here you guys.
Look, the information about your son, true or untrue, I get why you don't need to hear it in this setting and you don't want to hear it as a parent. I get you. I'm one as well. But the stuff about Karmelo Anthony, what he said to his girlfriend about wanting to stab somebody, and the imagery.
You want to see it?
Wow, who is this dude?
Let me show you what I'm watching.
This dude, are you okay, Milk Dud?
I just thought that was a bizarre deal to make. What do you think?
That's what I'm watching.
Well, I mean, I wasn't privy. I didn't know it went down. I thought he was going to testify.
Yeah, that dude in the middle, that's a crash out.
It was explained to me, because I was expecting more information to come out. And they said, well, both sides agreed not to bring character into it, which to me, it made sense. Because really what we're looking at is what happened that day underneath the tent. What they did 4 or 5 years ago, I don't think it has relevance as far as what's happening today. Because I'll ask everybody out there. I'm 61 now. I am not the same person when I was 18 or 19.
Well, if that's the case, what?
Mistakes are always made.
Oh, well.
Damage. So I told my sons this: you're free to make any choice you want in life, but you're not free from the consequences.
Okay.
I could go on, but so here's the thing. Now you got to be fair. If you're going to talk about Karmelo's background, you also got to talk about Austin's background. Paint the picture. Yeah. But I understand the gentleman's agreement. Like, okay, I don't understand it. I don't think. I feel that the gentleman's agreement, which is not to speak on the bad decisions of the either one of them. I think it would have hurt Karmelo more, to be fair, because he spoke about licking the blood off of a blade. He said some really weird stuff. Weird. I think it would have hurt him more than the racial aspect of it. I just do. But it does paint a picture on both sides. I do think that the interviewer should have went into Austin's background. Maybe he didn't because Jeff was there. But and they quickly blew over it, but Jeff Metcalf did say, hey, I didn't like that, but Jeff Metcalf probably used certain words in the home. Nevertheless, does that give him the right to take somebody's life? No, it does not. It doesn't give anyone the right to do that. So that's why I wasn't going to jump a link for this one, because I got so beat up the last time I said that. At the end of the day, I think it could have went a lot worse than 35 years. What do you guys think? Hey, Sassy.
I'm sorry. What's up with the bottom?
Hey,
why are you looking like that? You look guilty. You are guilty.
How am I? I'm guilty.
No, I'm talking about the brother at the bottom, man. He looked
Claude?
guilty.
Oh, what's good,
Yeah,
Claude?
you look
I look to
guilty.
survive.
Guilty of what?
You got the criminal face, man. You finna go to prison. I'm finna call the police on you just for looking at me. You going to jail.
Okay, but what do you guys think about what I just
I'm
played?
just
What
messing
do you
with him.
think
I'm just
about what I
messing with
just played, though?
him. I'm just messing with you, bro.
No, that's cool. As far as the Carmelo thing, hey, Sassy Francis. To be honest, I mean, I know a lot of people gonna be pissed off at me. Big deal, whatever. I'm sort of over it. All the young men involved were not great. To be honest, they all look bad. I agree that Carmelo looks worse. You can't say you're gonna lick the blood off of a person's knife and then expect sympathy. That's ridiculous.
Especially right before this happened. Now, Lisette says, does
Ridiculous.
anyone remember how Carmelo was kicked out of Austin's tent? And the way those boys attacked him, there was history of hate to the black boy, but was there history of hate from Austin? Lisette, Austin chose to go under a tent that did not belong to him, and he chose to pull out a knife. And I hate to say,
Said Austin.
I'm so sorry. Carmelo chose.
No, I know
to,
what you meant.
Pull out a knife. So
yeah, I mean, he's lucky that he got only 35 years. To be honest.
So plenty of people. Come on, you guys. You got to be fair. Some of you are claiming self-defense. How many high schoolers get into a fight?
We all did.
Isn't that common for? Am I saying this right? No, but you both expect to walk away, and there was no evidence of him being jumped under the tent. Now, I'm not saying for all of you that's Team Carmelo.
No, I did.
Wait, let me speak. I'm not saying that he should have put his hands on him because that was wrong. Jeff Metcalf says that it was wrong. And yes, Austin had some problems, but he was 17 years old. Both were 17 years old. Listen, this was a tough case as far if you want to talk about that. But does somebody have to be responsible for taking somebody else's life? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like I said, I would rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. And in no instance will I change that. If I felt that I was in danger, I will do whatever. I don't put my hands like misunderstood. I don't put my hands on women, right? But if it was me and you, we out somewhere, we kicking it, and like 3 chicks was just upset at you because you're very attractive and they try to jump you, I will put hands on women to make sure that you're safe. And I would be in jail for 2, 3 years, 5 years, and be like, I would rather be in jail for 2 years than to see you get your hair ripped out, get your teeth knocked out, your eyeball busted. You know what I mean? Even though I'd be like, oh no, I would try my best to talk my way to say, hey, can we walk away? But
I can't walk.
and
Yeah, you gotta talk out of it. Now, Lisette says they attacked Carmelo, but who's they, Lisette? Who's they?
the peoples. The peoples, you know what I'm talking about? Those peoples. Those peoples. And he did what he's supposed to do. And the only reason why this is a case is because, the only reason why we talking about this happens all the time. But Carmelo just didn't go out. He was like, man, I ain't going out. And, shout out to that young brother. I donated a little bit of money. But yeah, I don't know
what you're talking about right now, but I'm gonna say this. I heard a lot of hurtful things during this trial on both sides. I heard some of the most, a lot of you that catch my replay. You guys said a lot of vile things in my comment section. So definitely race is an issue still in 2026. I can't deny that. I like to keep things pretty basic as far as, again, kids fight. I'm not saying that, and could this have been avoided had Austin have kept his hands to himself? Yes, it could have. But does that excuse Carmelo? No, it doesn't. At the end of the day, it just does not. It wasn't equal force. It he could have fought back. Carmelo could have left. I'm not. It, so I think a better question is it a fair sentence rather than was it a fair trial? Now that all these other things, these details came out with the trial, listen, we're not entitled to have an all black juror or blacks on the juror. We're not entitled to that. A juror of your peers mean like, you know, in the voting pool, and it doesn't guarantee
He'll be out.
gonna
He'll
have
be out.
people.
He'll be out in about 10, 15. He'll
Oh
be
my god,
out.
I got something in my eye.
He'll
You
be
guys
out.
be done. You can talk. I'll be right back.
No, I'm just saying he'll be out in about like 10, 15. You know, he'll be out.
The earliest he could get out if the sentence stands is 17 and a half years. And it's
No, if they
that's the
gave him
earliest that
17,
is the
he'll be out
earliest
like 5. He'll be out in
the
about 5.
earliest that he can get out is 17 and a half unless something changes as far as his sentence.
No, he'll be out in about 10. He'll be out. He'll be out. He'll be out.
No, he's got to win. Something has to change with the sentence. Live to
Nope.
somebody says too much.
No, no. He'll be out.
And the thing is to shut up. The thing
Oh, my
is
bad. Why would you be mean to me? What did I do? Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
okay, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have told you to shut up. But why are you saying he'll be out? Why are you saying that?
So they gave him 35.
You have so the
It's not
minimum
really gonna be 30.
sentence
It's
is
not really
17 and
gonna.
a half years. That's the minimum.
No, he's gonna be out. I would give him. I would 8 at the 8.
You're just making stuff up.
No, I'm not making up nothing. See, you don't understand.
In
You've
the
never
state
been
of
to jail.
Texas, in the state of where this happened, if the sentence does not change, okay,
He'll be out.
we're not about to do no misinformation. Oh, I think he's gonna
He'll
get
be
this.
out in about like 10.
We don't do that over here in the galaxy. Listen, it's
All
17 and a half years. That's the minimum. 35 years.
No,
You
it's
got
the minimum. He'll be out 10 years.
I'm sorry, Lisa. I was gonna read your comment right now. Hold on, bro. Court cases in high school for a few scuffles over time. Ben jumped 2, came back with hands. Every time made no nice, no intent to kill. No intent to kill. No one should have been deleted, but was it okay for Karmelo to be bullied by racists? No, it was not okay. No. He will be back. I love y'all. I'm sorry. I understand. Take care of it. Oh. I'm not letting you on my panel because you cursed me out the other day. Am I send chat? No.
Ooh.
He knows who he is. He will be out and back in. He can't get out for
17 and a half.
He can't get out for 17 and a half years. Where are you guys getting this from? If nothing changes, he's got to do 17 and a half in the state of Texas, unless they reduce the sentence. How are they going to reduce the sentence? The only chance that he has, and I'm not trying to be bleak. I'm not trying to be bleak. Is
Parole.
if he
For what he got going on, he go get parole. I don't know how Texas is, but in Cali, you could get in front of that parole board, but Texas is real different. So I'm assuming maybe 10, maybe like at the bare minimum 10. He just gotta stay solid. You know what I'm
really
saying?
enough to survive. Oh. Okay, I don't want to argue about
stay
this.
solid. That's
If
all.
nothing changes, he's gonna do 17 and a half years. If you guys haven't followed the case, then I don't know what to tell you. But it's gonna if nothing changes, it's 17 and a half years. Why are we arguing about that? I don't want to argue about it.
Well, I mean, he's already locked up, right? He gonna do 10. That's it. Like you talking to somebody who I did time. You know what I'm saying? Whatever.
But you didn't do prison time. You went to jail. So,
ma'am, I went to. Okay, you know what? You're absolutely right. The reason why I didn't go. You know what? You absolutely right. I'm not gonna do this. You gonna you gonna boo me off. You gonna boo me off.
I'm not because I feel that you're missing. That's neither here nor there, Rob. You're arguing
What do
something
you
that
mean? Okay, so where I was at, it was a prison, and I got money to where that I didn't have to go
I'm glad. I'm so
to
glad.
prison.
I'm
Okay,
glad.
okay, I will throw the whole bag at a lawyer. I don't want to go to prison.
I don't want you to go to prison. I don't want
I
anybody to go
know,
to
but
prison.
what
Like
I'm
God
saying
help
is
you.
where I was, it is it doesn't matter. You know what? I know you've never even probably spent a day in your life in jail other than like a misdemeanor. So I'm just telling you, in 2036, he'll be out. He'll be out. You know, he just got to spend a lot of time in there. But
Claude, do you have anything you want to add?
yeah, Claude, you look
I'm gonna
like
be
a
honest, I
criminal.
really
Damn, man,
don't.
I want to throw you in jail.
I'm sort of over this Karmelo case. I'm gonna be honest.
You scared me.
I'm not scared.
You scary to
That's
me.
good,
God
okay.
damn. I don't want to mess with you. Claude, I apologize for anything I've ever said to you in my life. Please forgive me.
Truth be told, Steve, I'm not one to debate something that's facts. That's why I said, move on. Move on. I don't do the whole conspiracy. Oh, I'm gonna no, I move on for that. No. Get over it. 17 and a half years right now.
10.
It's stop saying that.
No, he'll
That's
be out.
annoying. I'm just in a dark place at the moment. Oh, I'm sorry, Doc. Feel better. I'm
Who's
always
in the
here if you
dark
want to
place?
talk. Good behavior essentially at the 17 mark, 17 and a half for Carmelo. Unless again, so it's got to go up to the higher courts now that it's been rejected by the lower courts. It's got to go up. If he can win off of, hey, I was given bad advice, my attorneys, I these things happen, because in a self-defense case, come on, it's crazy not to take the stand, because that's the only evidence you have to say, hey, I felt like this, I was afraid for my life, and he didn't. And when he didn't, I was like, wow. Even Kyle Rittenhouse took the stand.
Yeah,
right?
that's the only way that he might be able to get an appeal.
So he'll have to use that, and he could say the prosecutors didn't honor their agreement. He can say that as far as the gentleman's agreement. Doesn't matter if it was in writing. If you are under the belief and you didn't do something in your best interest because of the prosecutor, he could possibly win. And I listened to a lot of commentary on this, right, from attorneys and on both sides, right?
10 years.
So I get, shut up, dude. You're getting annoying with that. So if he does win, I'm just going to be here reporting on the facts. So you guys don't beat me up for the commentary. As it states right now, he lost, even under a new judge. He lost. But you guys, the stuff now, the Austin. Let's talk about the racial aspect that people keep wanting to talk about. They said some really nasty stuff. So they could have been hated by people. They could have been. Come to find out, they got in trouble for some of the racist stuff that they were saying that I'm not going to repeat because I don't want to be struck for hate speech. But they did. I can't take that away from them. And I can't take away the fact that this kid comes under the tent and Austin said, hey, you got to go. You got to go. And then goes to shove him. I can't take any of that away. It could all have been avoided. And when you look at any case, there's things you have to be able to de-escalate a situation. And unfortunately, here we are. One is gone, and the other one is locked up for a really long time. What was his sentence? His sentence was 35 years. Let's go adjust my thoughts.
Hey, Mr. Carruthers.
But go ahead, you guys. Prison is not a lock. It's not. It's not. And I'm not happy about any of it, you guys. What's good, Aaron? I'm just reporting on tired of the people. I said, oh, I'm sorry.
Wow.
I understand, Doc. And that's tough, you guys. I'm going through a lot myself with my family. And, when I come here, I'm not trying to fight. You guys, I am planning a members only live stream. I'm just throwing that out there. so I don't have to always like watch what I say, and I can really chat with you guys. I'm just starting out there. We'll talk about it later. If you guys want me to do a members only live stream, I will. Let me know. I'll do it. Then I don't have to censor myself so much. Darn liberals. Ooh, I can just kind of speak. 35 years or straight. 35. Nothing wrong with if you're a liberal. Nothing wrong with you at all.
You know, in some ways, to be honest, he was actually quite. It could have been a lot worse. He could have gotten life without parole.
If they would have introduced the things about him, I don't think the stalking would have got into it, even though the girlfriend's like, hey, he stalked me like a couple hours. Anthony's, so people are going to argue and say it looks like he was looking for a fight. And the parents don't want to hear anything bad about their kid. I wouldn't want to hear anything bad about my kid either. Again, I listened to the parents. The parents did an interview. Go check out Willie D.
Yeah, I feel bad for parents.
They did an interview.
But the Metcalf parent, I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him. But I understand because the only reason I'm giving him some grace is because he lost his son. So when that happens, everything is out the window. So I have to give him, I want to give him a little bit of grace. But he's a terrible human being. I'm sorry.
You know, the sad thing is the things that we say in our household and our beliefs does trickle down to our children. And listening to some of the things that his kids were saying about, you know, the KKK and hell, that guy, you know, I don't want to say all those things, but he said some really bad stuff. And, you know, these white kids now saying the N-word with the hard ER, because everybody's kind of desensitized or trying to be desensitized and make it seem like it's a cool thing to do. I'm so tired. I don't like dealing with race or racial issues. Because I'm a black girl. I don't even say it. I don't say the word. I think it's a nasty word. And
I love saying
I still
it.
have to say, you guys,
It makes my teeth white.
it doesn't mean that you should Austin's no longer here, and at 17 years old, he didn't even get a chance to change. He didn't get a chance to live his life, and Karmelo is going to lose a big part of his life unless this appeal goes through. Now, I was in the camps of, oh my goodness, you guys, I went over to listen to some of the people that were for Karmelo, and I'm trying to blend in. I'm hoping I was like, dang, I hope they don't watch my commentary. One person knew me. And they was like, aren't you that Trump girl? Y'all stop calling me the Trump girl. But you were talking like you're, huh? What are you talking about, Rich? Don't distract from my commentary. We don't do that over here. I don't know what you were talking like you are the, I'm the main character over here, and you guys are in my space. So don't come over here disrespecting me.
What
You are
happened?
not the main character. Listen, you guys, y'all know I'm humble, but listen, this is what you guys are not going to do. You're not going to come over here and disrespect my space. Everybody's welcome, but I don't like drama. If you could be respectful, you're welcome.
I'm gonna go to the chat. Let me see what's going on in your chat.
Hell yeah, members only. There's gonna be party favors. We could do it members only. Truth be told, you guys tell me when you want to do it. I'm more than happy to do it members only. And when I learned how to give out free memberships because I want to celebrate hitting 16 million views, y'all are insane. I do want to celebrate. If you guys know how to do it, I will throw you guys some because I appreciate you guys that support me. You guys hit my Cash App heavy. You guys donate to me. I love you guys so much. And you listen to my sobriety commentary. Even though it's not on politics, I appreciate you guys. We're about to hit 5 years. So, that was my dad.
How many people in the chat are subscribed to Misunderstood's TikTok?
Oh yeah, on TikTok, all I talk about is sobriety stuff, you guys. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know politics.
Go. Take care of your business.
Ooh. Let me read what y'all said.
No, ain't nothing. Yeah, I saw the weirdos.
Yeah.
Claude, what's going
You guys,
on?
oh, go ahead, you guys. Let me read the comments while you
Yeah, what's going on, Claude?
Not too much. Not too much.
Yeah, we have to be cool because it is a racial issue at the end of the day.
What?
I'm talking about the prompt. It is. And because we look like how we look, we're going to choose a side. And, it is what it is. And people try to they throw it like they make it seem like it's a political thing when it was just two, people
I'm
who,
sorry to cut you off.
yeah,
Seeing
go
how
ahead, bro.
Carmelo's family acts explains a lot about Karmelo. Did you say that about the Metcalf kids too, Jacob?
Yeah, I told you it's going
Oh
to
wait,
end up
what did
to
I
be
miss? What did I
racial.
miss? Wait, what?
I
I
told you,
mean,
Clark, it's going to end up being
Hold on.
racial.
I'm just
I'm
Let
saying.
me
going
go
over
back
here.
and read it. So Jacob said, "See how Carmelo's family acts explains a lot about Carmelo." And then Jacob said, "You know what's worse than making fun of somebody's race? Thrusting a knife into their oof." I did read that one.
Listen, nobody. Listen, I'm certainly not celebrating the young man losing his life. I mean, that's ridiculous. But let's be fair here. I mean, both sides were not great. Let's be fair on that. I mean, come on. See, nobody wants to hear that because somebody wants to sound like they're right and they're wrong. Nobody wants to hear that.
I told you it's going to end up being racial. At the
It's
end of
not.
the day,
It
there's
Because
is.
always
we keep
there's always
race under the rug.
racial undertones
That's
to
because we keep sweeping it under
everything.
the rug. Until we face it head on, this is what's going to keep continuing to happen.
You
Nobody
guys,
wants to talk about it.
I have
Nobody
to
wants to.
cover.
Nobody wants to hear the truth about it anyway.
I'm gonna get to a point where let me get more used to talking to you guys and just kind of I have an idea of where I'm going when I'm presenting the news. I won't always do panels. Probably I would probably just give it to you guys, but I do want to do more smaller streams like this where we can chat while I'm not doing my vertical streams. We still do the verticals, but I want to come over here and talk to you guys. I just ask that you stay on subject. We can talk if
We
you guys are
are.
going through something. What?
No, we are on the
I
subject.
didn't say that you weren't, Rob.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, stop. You know
So,
my name is
so,
Carl.
so what I'm saying is that I'm trying to get more used to talking to you guys. So when I'm doing my verticals, I don't really get to converse with you guys because we have a lot of things to cover. So once a week, I do like to come over here and have conversations about some of the things that I talk about because I don't like there to be misunderstandings, and I like to hear from you guys. And plus, if you're going through something, like I see Doc is going through something, other people are going through something, I'm going through something, we can talk about stuff too. I'm available for you guys because we're a community over here, and I appreciate you guys. There's a few misconceptions, though. When I'm giving you guys news, it doesn't mean that I agree with Fox, because I know I play Fox a lot, but it doesn't mean I agree with everything that's being said. I'm putting the information out there. Okay. The Carmelo Anthony case was highly polarizing. There was no way for me not to cover it. No way. But I deserve better. You do deserve better. You do. Mr. Metcalf tried showing up to a meeting with Carmelo family to show camaraderie while the court hearings were still happening and was turned away. He was turned away. Poor Doc. I'm gonna pray for you. I don't know. I'm a Latina raising a black queen and king. Please see both sides. Lisa, when I tell you I'm looking at both sides, I love you too. Thank you. Team Brady. We're trying to get to 5 years. Whew, but I'm not gonna hold you. It is difficult.
Days are flying by. Don't
Look
they?
at the alcohol. The alcohol part is difficult. Whew, you guys. I went to this party yesterday. I went to San Diego. I want to make a video for you guys to kind of see or maybe I'll just post on my community wall. But there's, as soon as you walk into these parties, it's like an unlimited amount of alcohol, any type that I go to these exclusive parties, right? Anything that you want, they'll make it just how you want. And the first thing I walk on, and these are some very influential people I'm around, right? And they just hand you alcohol as soon as you walk in the door. And I'm like, nah, that's okay. That's okay. And of course, the person I was with was like, no. So, you know, he's going to stand strong for me, but it was cool. Let me get back to the subject.
I'll be in San Diego.
What's good, Melissa?
I'll be Labor Day.
So,
Hey, Melissa
keeping
Adams.
aside,
I'll
I
be
think,
down there. I'm gonna come see you.
Melissa, I think that you guys look at. Oh,
Why you put both of them in the
I'm
back?
fine with that.
I put myself on a big screen because I was trying to make a point, but I couldn't say it with a straight face.
You want to? Okay, I'm
Couldn't say it with a
gonna go
straight
back
face.
there.
Both sides were wrong. There's no way for me not to say that. I can't pick side. Both sides were wrong. This could have been avoided.
Wait,
But there are
both sides were right.
both sides were wrong. But
No, both sides are right. How about that? See,
there
argument. See, when you say both sides are wrong, both sides were right at the
but
same
there are
time, and things happen.
but at the end of the day, okay, let's put it like this: two kids get into a fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
One kid starts to fight, and I'm not talking about this. One kid starts to fight, two high schoolers, whatever. One lost, let's say over sports. One pushes the other one, right? Does that warrant that kid? Okay, that kid's wrong for pushing him, but the consequence shouldn't be death. So I
He
can't
did it for
both
Harriet
sides
Tubman.
are wrong. I can't say that
Well,
both sides are wrong,
he
but
did
I
it for
can
slavery.
say
How about
that if
that?
you take somebody's life, then you've got to face those consequences. You have to face those consequences. It does not give you the right to take somebody's life. I can say that both sides are wrong, but I can say that. But the punishment has to fit the crime. Suspend them, kick them off the team, expel them if you want. I don't know. I don't fully should have been expelled, but
No,
learn
there's
how to
a
teach our kids to de-escalate situations. Stop trying to
there
make
is
our
a
kids tough. Walk away.
there,
Walk
there
away.
is a whole okay. There's a whole underlying dynamic, right? And sometimes some people crash out over that dynamic. You know, even though some people, you know, like they go crashing out, but we have to understand, like, there is a dynamic in this country that the reason why this is a big issue is because there's things that people don't want to talk about, you know, and actually speak how they actually truly feel, you
I'm
know. And
surprised about this from Melissa, and not in a bad way. Melissa says, "I feel sorry for the kid. There have been people who have unalived children and have gotten less time." That's true, Melissa. I'm really surprised by your comment, but I agree with you. Jeff, man, I feel sorry for the parents. I feel sorry for it's hard to be a parent, you guys. It's so freaking hard. Jeff Metcalf showed up uninvited. He later stated he popped it would be a chance for the families to come together productively, but event organizers called his presence inappropriate and disrespectful. I have to pick a side. It's going to be my own color. I have to pick a side, and it's going to be my own color. It's racist itself.
see that it's always going to be an underlying issue.
Oh, then Jacob agreed. Crazy how even after the child was that word, he tried to come together, and they basically made him leave and shamed him. I don't know, you guys. I think this was a really sad case all around.
And there are no winners. No winners.
There are no winners. And I feel that this has to be a learning. We can learn from this with our kids. I had a conversation with my kids about it. I wanted to make sure that my kids know that I don't care, that we don't judge people based off the color of their skin. We
Excuse
keep
me.
our hands to ourselves and we go to the adult if we need help. I spoke to my kids about this. All three of my babies, I spoke to them.
I judge. Hold on, let me say something. I judge everybody off their skin. I just judge. I judge. Right? I judge. When I see people, I look. I judge them. I do it. I just look and be like, "Oh my God, I judge you." And there's nothing wrong with that, but you just have to use discernment.
I'm
You know?
practical. I grew up in a very
And we all do it. Here's the thing. I'm trying to say
hey
the
grandma
quiet
love.
part. I'm trying to say the quiet part out loud. We all judge, and we do that. So let's stop acting like we don't do it. See,
Grandma
we all
love.
trying to be politically correct, but we all
Austin.
do it. We all do it. We all do it. And the only reason why this case is polarizing is because for some apparent reason somebody thought that I think I can get famous. And now here we are talking about it and everybody's making money off of it. And it's cool. And we gotta say the quiet part out loud. Out loud. And there's
Hey,
nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. We all judge. Prejudice means you prejudge. If you saw a drunk dude get into his car, you not gonna drive off until the drunk dude leaves. You prejudged. That's called prejudice. So we all do it.
listen, I'm not
And
judging you guys because I don't want you guys judging me. Um,
oh
but
yeah,
you have
we
to
judge you. We judge you just like you judge me. We all do it. Just because
you cut me off before I can make my point
okay,
though.
I'm going on mute.
Okay, go on mute. What I was saying is, of course, when you meet somebody, you make a quick assessment of them. We all do it; it's natural. But I'm gonna judge you based off your character, and I get a lot of hate for that. I can't go around. People may not like me based off the color of my skin. I don't like to think like that because to me that feels like a victim mentality. I think whites and blacks can both say that they're not liked because of the color of their skin. So why think like that? People don't like people for a lot of reasons. I judge you based off of how you treat me, and I have friends of all nationalities and races, and I believe that my commentary is friendly for all races. Now, if you don't like my commentary because I'm not going to say things like Carmelo Anthony is innocent, that's on you. That's on you. I'm gonna say what the facts are, and of course I have an opinion. A lot of people cannot remove race from the case. That's what the black juror said, right? They couldn't remove race, and I see why some people are upset. They're upset because this kid took somebody's life, and they're trying to paint him as this innocent person, even when the text messages come out. That's what a lot of people are upset about. I just think that a better question is, was the sentence fair and did he get a fair trial? Versus if he should do time in jail. I think a lot of you can agree that he should do some time. Maybe you can't agree on the time. Claude, do you feel that he should do some time?
I had said from the beginning it should have been manslaughter. I think he should have gotten 10 to. I think
See
he
you
should
later,
have
just my
gotten 10 to
thoughts.
15. Take care, Mr. Carruthers.
My wife says that I don't know a stranger, and my children say I have a lot of friends because I speak to everyone respectfully. I communicate with strangers like we are the best of friends. That's a good quality. How you doing, Dragon? Maybe Metcalf's family is racist. Oh no, maybe they were racist, baby. They were racist. You don't just come out. If something, I've had bad things happen to me. Y'all didn't hear me come out here making it a racial issue. I think that's embedded. At first, I said, he's angry. He's saying a lot of stuff. Until I caught his TikTok lives, you guys. I caught his TikTok lives. he's going crazy. I felt like he was using. I felt like he kind of got caught up in a foolala, and he was looking forward to these viral moments. He said, "Let's go viral." They're racist, but does that mean you take somebody's life on account of it? I can't give you that. Can't give you that.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
The Anthony family showed zero class or input. I'm kind of done with both families, honestly. But Carmelo's family, listening to them, I don't know, you guys. Y'all want me to play that interview for you guys? You have to hear it. It was
Good night, Misunderstood. Good night. I gotta get up and go to work.
Oh, good night, Rob. Get some sleep.
Good night. Get some sleep. Yeah, I gotta go help out the American economy by being a single man and working. All my tax money. It's going to help out everybody. Bye, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night. Bye.
Good night, Rob. Thank you for coming up.
All right. Thank you for having me up.
Always, always. Rob is a lot to do with. I don't want to sound insensitive at all because I have a lot of empathy. I don't like to see this outcome for anyone. It could have been avoided all around, you guys, and there's gonna be more. I know they're gonna dive more into the character of Austin, but that being said, that means they're gonna dive more into the character of Karmelo. And as they appeal to the higher courts, that's what the attorney said they're gonna do. They're gonna appeal again. Then there'll be more information, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. And I don't want to give you guys an opinion because I don't want people that's Team Karmelo thinking I'm not sensitive to what happened there with Austin putting his hands on him. But when I think about a kid being slain, he's got to be held accountable. I just can't get past that. And I haven't heard any arguments. I've listened to hours of testimonies. I listened to the to left-leaning and right-leaning media. I listened to the parents, and I cannot get past that Austin is no longer here after a track meet. Maybe because I got kids in school. Maybe. But I think you guys are that's saying that Karmelo should get off. I think you guys are missing that. And maybe it's because I just think some of you are missing it. And I heard in my chat that Karmelo was jumped. Can you guys show me a video? Can you leave it under my community wall where we could see that Karmelo was jumped? Because I didn't see that. I didn't see it. I'm going to mute.
Like I said, I'm gonna be honest, I'm pretty much done with it. I'm like you, I'm sick of both families. I am. I'm gonna be honest. There were no winners here. And
there were no winners. I agree with you.
I mean, let's be fair. Both of them were screwed up kids. They were both screwed up, but nobody wants to hear that. Somebody has to be a good guy and a bad guy. That's the problem. Nobody wants to be on the. It's instead of black and white, it should have been just wrong and right. But unfortunately, that's not what happens here.
Man, y'all got it. I just wish that if people are going to be fair, I could listen to you guys more if you guys were to talk about the text messages from Karmelo. They had no problem listening to Willie D and listening to the Roman Martins and the what is that other guy? Indisputable something. I can't think of his name. But they had no problem talking about the graffiti and the trouble that Austin got in for his racial remarks, but they didn't want to get into the fact of what Karmelo said about the, Now, if I pull up these messages, you guys are going to say I'm biased. You guys are going to say it. But he said some crazy stuff, Claude.
I mean, saying that I'm going to lick blood off a person's knife is crazy enough. I mean, that doesn't even sound right. That sounds so stupid. He did himself no favor.
How did you know who I was talking about? What do you be watching over there? How do you know? Go ahead, Cole. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it's cool. It's just, and again, that's the only reason I'm trying to give the father grace is because he lost his child. Because everything else, he's a clown. He really is a clown. And that's the only reason where I have to give him grace. He lost his son. So when you feel like that, you are going to lash out. But I mean, let's face it, they were racist before this. And he well, what's the term? You got to be carefully taught, right? Because no one just wakes up and says, I'm a racist. You have to be taught racism. But again, nobody wants to hear that. Everybody wants to sweep everything under the rug. Nobody wants to have a real discussion. And nobody wants to hear the other person's side. It's always, this is my side, that's it, and I'm right, and I don't want to even hear the other side. And as long as this continues to happen, this is what's going to be the result in this country. Because we've never faced it. We have never faced it head on.
Facts.
I like how you put me on the spotlight.
What? You were speaking. I wanted you to be heard. Good morning, TC. I wanted you to be heard. Doc says, I try to be a good. I don't believe one race is better than another race.
Look, we all feel we're human.
I saw your comment. I don't believe that. I think that people are people, and there's great people in all races. So I don't believe that one race is superior. I don't believe that God made us that way. But
listen, there's jerks in every race.
I try to be a good man and a good friend. Sometimes I'm good, but I fail.
Listen, we all fail.
And Doc, I understand. And you guys, listen. I have such a big heart for people, probably too big, because it gets taken advantage of so easily. And then I cut them off and they go crazy. But that's another story for another day. Listen, you guys don't want to hear that I have sympathy for Karmelo. You don't want to hear that. Karmelo was only 17 years old. But Karmelo is where he needs to be. Okay, sympathy or not. Now, should it be 17 and a half years? Well, that's another story for another day. Oh my God. I think for me, you guys, something that would have helped me with the whole, is he in there too long? Is people keep saying that Karmelo was jumped, and I see no evidence of that. And when you guys showed me videos, of people's commentary, but you didn't show me videos of him being jumped. You showed me videos of people saying that he was jumped. And I can make a video saying that he was jumped. Does that mean that he was jumped? I'm going to bring you guys the facts of the case.
Now, if there was irrefuted evidence that he was jumped, I think that would have been taken into account. And maybe he would have gotten man one.
I think that if the case of Carmelo's Anthony, I think that he would have gotten a lot more time if there was not a gentleman's agreement.
Doc,
would have got sentenced to longer than 17 and a half years. You guys, I'm just not for, I value life. I heard that Karmelo got beat up by DJ Delay. Live to Survive? Where'd you get that from? Where did that come from? And thank you for the cash out, my friend. I see you. Thank you. I didn't see that. I didn't hear about that. Live to Survive.
Was that the Cash App dance?
I don't know. It's felt like that. So. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Hey.
TC, how are you?
Good morning, ladies, gentlemen. How you doing, Unc? What's up, MU?
Hi.
And the chat.
What's
chat,
up?
I see y'all. Nothing. I just want to say, Unc, thank you. Happy birthday, to you, Unc. To us, hip hoppers, 53 years. Thank
Yeah.
you for doing your thing over there in that wow. I just want to tell you, I saw, who I saw the other day. I'm in love. I'm in love.
Big
Anyway,
Daddy Kane. Huh?
Big Daddy Kane.
He's a legend.
Oh,
Okay.
huh?
I saw Big Daddy Kane yesterday and last night. Oh boy.
He's a legend.
Yikes.
He's maintained too.
He's maintained. And I like him because, it's one thing to be a thug when you're younger, but when you grow older, leave that crazy crap behind. You don't have to do that. Especially you
Oh,
don't have
that's
to do it
true.
anymore. And so he's been very, very interesting. But good morning. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good
But
morning. You have
I
something to
do,
add to the subject, though?
yeah, I do. I just want to say, I've been watching both of these the Carmelo incident for a while, and my question has never been answered. I've never gotten an answer why he brought the knife to school. Never been answered until my question gets answered. Everything and everybody is a fake, phony, and felonious, and we still know that there are racists here. The entire case is a disgrace. It is. People look at this in other countries and where they're like, what in the world is going on? I'm telling you, MU,
Mhm.
um, here's the thing. We've been watching it, and yeah, racism still exists. There's certain things that did not occur, that did not happen, and it should have happened. Nobody's discounting murder. Nobody's discounting that. Unalive and whatever they say here. But there were some questions that needed to be answered, and I'm still taking it back to the adults. I'm taking it back to the schools. I'm taking it back to the adults at the schools. They are disgraceful, all of them. Yeah.
So when you say, because like, bear in mind, a black kid just literally murdered a white kid, and you're saying racism still exists. Are you saying that like black people are racist? Because I can agree with that. Question was to you, TC.
Yeah, you don't. I said what I said. There's no question here, none.
Well, you're making baseless claims then, and you don't want to be questioned.
So that's what I'm saying too. That's what I'm saying, MU. Yeah.
I think
Period.
that racism
'Cause
exists on both sides. I can't say that all blacks or all whites are anyone can be racist, whether you're white or black. If you don't like somebody based on the color of their skin, they are you're racist. I don't care what color you are.
Systematic.
And the
Yeah,
question
I don't
about
believe
the
that, but
knife, why would
systematic
Carmelo bring a
racism.
knife?
Yeah.
Why would he bring a knife? I think that's a flaw on his. I think he was wrong for doing it. It's a track meet. He didn't need a weapon.
Like this is
There's
the
a
same thing that's
reason.
happened in the Lindsay Clancy case, where it's like the perpetrator, the actual murderer, is like, well, we got to make some sort of victim card for them. She's a woman. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing that's playing out here with the Karmelo Anthony. He killed a dude. And we're there supposed to say, well, racism still exists. Like, what the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean?
When I did talk
Like
about the case, I don't like the fact that race was brought into it. It was really polarizing. The media did not help it. And at first it wasn't even really talked about until the media started picking up what the podcasters were saying, and then of course race was brought into it because Austin was a white kid, Carmelo is a black kid, so they brought race into it. But if you take race out of it, then clearly we could see the facts of the case.
Precisely. But like, I think a huge problem or contributor to that is this whole kind of thing where it's like we have this like black community where it's like, no, it should be the American community. And until like we deal with that problem, then it's always going to be this thing. If it's a black person and white person, then it's racism. No matter what happens. White guy kills black guy, racism. Black guy kills white guy, he gets an unfair trial, it's racism. Like, why don't you see yourselves as American? Like, anybody who's claiming like racism and all this kind of shit, like, why don't you truly see yourselves as American? Because America is the greatest nation this planet has ever seen.
Does anybody want to answer that, Claude?
Were you born here?
No. But I am considering buying one of those Trump gold cards for $1 million.
You're
Get my ass in there, join the family of America.
What does it matter?
About the history
Claude,
of
I have a question for you. What does it matter where he's born?
It does, because he would understand why many of us consider ourselves Black American instead of just American. You would understand more.
I've spoken
Right
on my
now,
channel a lot
doesn't
about
have-
I would love for us to one day all be considered America, because race really is a way of thinking.
Listen, in a perfect world, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
The problem is
It is not.
we tried to refer to ourselves as American, but in a lot of ways, it is other people who tried to tell us, oh, you're Black American, you're not really. I mean, come on. When is enough enough?
Yeah, so are you saying that because I'm white, I don't understand racism?
No.
My ancestors never experienced
what
racism.
I'm saying is because
I shall remind you, Irish people were indentured servants long before the Africans showed up in America, sir.
I let you talk. Let me answer. It's not because you're white. It's because you were not born here. You don't understand. If you were born here, you would understand more.
I don't understand racism, though. That's what you're saying.
It has nothing to do with your color. Let's make that perfectly clear.
How did we get here? How did we get here?
Yeah, are you saying I don't understand racism?
There are different types of racism, sir. And when it comes,
Please educate me.
And this, hold on, will you let me finish? If you're going to ask me something, I have to finish it, all right? Just as racism is different in South Africa as it is different here. Racism, unfortunately, in this country is totally different. So yeah, it does make a difference being born here and being raised here. It makes a huge difference, sir. A huge difference. I'm pretty sure, I don't know where you came from. What country did you come from, sir?
Ireland.
I'm pretty sure that it's different in Ireland than it is here in the United States. I'm pretty sure it is. The social and racial dynamic in Ireland, I'm pretty sure is totally different from how it is here. So yes,
but like explain what flavor of American racism makes it different.
The fact of the matter is that if you have to ask that question, then you definitely don't know. And the bottom line is that we're in a country that has several states, and our several states have several constitutions, along with our United States of America has one constitution. However, each state has its own different sovereignty, has its own different guidelines, has its own different rules and regulations. So the bottom line is that our racism island is a country, and we are a country with many states that have many constitutions. The bottom line here it is. You would not understand, and I really wish that people who don't understand, who don't live here, and you're not Black, you have not lived our reality. Your family hasn't lived our reality. You can never compare yourself to us. Absolutely not. And we know exactly what we're talking about. I know you can't. You don't have the cognitive.
Yeah, no, that's what you're saying. You just can't understand it.
You can't understand
saying that I'm
it.
retarded.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, you said that word.
Do you know what an ad hom is?
Use those words. You first of all, mind your manners and calm it, damn it down. And nobody called you retarded.
You're not
That's
making
retarded.
sense, TC.
That's retarded.
Yeah, no,
to
you're
call
doing it
people
passive
retarded.
aggressively. You're saying you simply
Okay,
can't
now
understand.
bottom
Do you know what I
line
mean?
is that
But
you
you can't
can't,
answer a
you
question.
will not understand. You will never understand and answer the question. And the bottom line is that you can't
No, you
never
didn't answer the question. You
understand.
just said you won't
And
understand.
one of the things about
Wait,
one of the
hold
things
on, you
about
guys. Hold on, you
white
guys.
folks here.
Hold on, TC. Your chat is off the chain. People calling children trash. Who called children trash? I didn't see that. You guys know I don't do the bashing kids kind of thing. I didn't see that, Grandma Love. So if you guys are calling kids trash in the you're talking about Carmelo Anthony. Oh, Grandma Love.
Okay, I don't look at the chat, so I can't.
Grandma Love, I love you. Carmelo's an adult now, though. I thought you were talking about little kids. I'm not saying that he should be called trash or anything else, but I thought you were talking about like a little kid. I'm sorry, you guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, so by saying you just simply can't understand, but you're basically what
You
you're saying with
will
that is a
not. You
passive.
will never
Excuse
understand our
me,
reality.
you both
will
of you were
never
there saying that like
understand.
I
You
interrupted
will
and all this
never
kind of shit. So
understand.
mind your manners,
I didn't
TC.
say. I
Mind your
didn't say
manners,
that.
lady. Okay.
I wouldn't.
So like
First of all,
this
I
whole
said mind
concept
your
where it's like
manners.
American
I said
racism is
mind your
just a
manners.
different flavor
Number
and it's
one, I said mind your
inexplainable,
manners.
makes
I said
no
mind your
sense
manners
whatsoever.
as it
You're
pertains to you
basically
calling
you're
people
trying to do a
names.
passive
I
aggressive
would
way of
never
saying
call.
you're
Nobody
not
calls people
intellectual
names.
enough to understand
Okay,
our plight,
see
which
those
again makes
things.
no sense.
You're
You
not
should be able to
intellectual.
explain it.
You're
Use your
young
words,
and
TC.
you don't really understand. You use your words and you mind your manners. You will
Can you
never
answer the question?
understand we're American here. You will never
Can you
understand our
understand?
reality. You will never
Yeah,
understand our
can you understand that
reality.
racism
You have your
is an
racism.
objective
You
concept?
have it is subjective. It is not objective. Absolutely
I'm
not.
gonna bring somebody up. I'm gonna ask you guys to make your points and not to talk over each other, even if you disagree. I'm gonna bring somebody else up, and I have a feeling it might get a little heated. You guys stay respectful. I'm just saying. Teriyaki is welcome over here. Go. Just my thoughts. Is that you?
Hey, Mr.
Yes,
Carruthers.
it is me, dear. Good evening.
Okay.
Good
So
Hey,
morning,
Mr.
good
Carruthers.
So you guys, the
Hi, dear.
question is, I hear what you guys arguing back and forth about racism. Number one, I don't care that Teriyaki is from Ireland. I love hearing from people, no matter where they're from. Does anybody? Okay, let me just ask you guys a question. Regardless of the amount of time that Carmelo's locked up for, do you guys agree that he should be in prison? Yes or no?
No, I don't agree. You should be in prison. Okay, so don't even go there with me with Karmelo. I came up here.
Wait a minute. It's a question. Wait. What do you mean? Don't go there with me? You're telling me not to ask a question?
I don't want to hear no more. I'm like Uncle Claude. I'm tired of this case.
You can't tell me what the hell to talk. Well, the nerve of you.
See,
The nerve of you.
there you go. There you go.
Lost your. Hold on, no, because that's what you're not gonna do. I don't go to your channel and tell you not to talk about what you're talking about. So I'm gonna extend my question to everyone else. Can you guys answer the question? Don't tell me what the hell I can talk about.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Hey, I got a channel. I'll get with that too.
That's fine, but my question is, I just want to know if you guys agree that he should be locked up. Tell me what I can talk about. That's weird as hell. Okay, no is fine. Claude, what do you think?
I stand by Mans. He should have gotten man one.
But do you agree that he should have been locked up?
Yes, man one.
Okay, Teriyaki, and then TC.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, TC. What do you think? Should he be locked up?
No, I think that we need to redo this whole entire case. Absolutely
But should he
not.
be locked up though?
I still want to know why he carried the gun, the knife to school. No.
So no. Okay. Okay. I disagree with you guys. I feel if you take some, I'll open up to you guys can express your mind. I feel if you take somebody's life, then you have to be held accountable. And I don't see a clear case of self-defense, you guys. That's what I have to say about it. Go ahead, you guys. Speak your mind.
You know what?
So you're saying death penalty?
I'm getting tired. I'm getting very tired of us as men and women on here, especially when we're different races and ethnicity, to come together and try to smooth out why black people weren't treated right in the years before they long were even brought here. We know for a fact that when we were brought to America, we weren't brought here as indentured servants, as he wants to talk about it. We were bought here as slaves. We became indentured servants even after they claimed we were free. Now, if you want to sit over in your little country of Ireland and talk about what happened over here in the United States, and you weren't even born yet when half of this history was going on, young man,
Neither were
you're
you.
sitting there right now. I'm looking at you with a picture of a rainbow behind you. I'm going to
Yeah,
ask you a
and
simple
the
question.
Washington Monument, baby. Shout out to the greatest nation ever born. Now, anyways,
How can
where
you
does
be
the
the
word
Washington
slave come from,
Monument?
sir?
How can you be the Washington
Sir,
Monument when you never
where,
been
where
over here to
does
see it?
where does the word slave come from, sir?
When was the last time you've been to the United States? Have you ever
Where
visited
where
the
does the
United
word
States?
where does the word slave come from, sir?
He has not. He has not. Uh, Don't
You don't
answer
Well,
know?
that. He
you know what,
has
Crickets.
not.
TC? You
Crickets.
know
We need
what,
to call
TC?
pest control for all
He
these
has
crickets.
not.
What does that
He's
have to do with
A
anything?
young man
he's
like
in
this.
near do well.
Yeah,
No,
I
because you're
know.
saying that, oh, you weren't a slave, so you don't understand what a slave is. I understand where the
Have
word
you,
comes from. It comes from the
No, you
Slavs who were
don't.
made slaves. So this whole kind of like fucking victim card these players, only black people were slaves, is
See,
wrong,
Nobody
sir.
said that
no
but
one
you.
said that.
young man,
See,
I,
you're
I
putting
was
words in
born way
people's mouths.
before you
Stop
was
that.
able to even get on here and talk about
I'm
shit
sorry,
like
you
this.
guys, you
And
guys
you
just
wasn't
don't
even born
understand what I
yet.
mean.
Okay, I did the
You just
marches.
don't have the
I
capacity to
got my ears
understand my
busted
plight.
No, you're
by some
just trying to
racist
make
ass
your own
people
narrative.
over here
Stop that.
that didn't want us to vote,
And there's
didn't
different
want us
types
to
of
Oh,
go to the
really?
racism.
same
Stop it.
schools and all that stuff.
I just made
So
my own
you
narrative.
cannot and you
That's a
will
good
not
point,
tell
Claude.
me about the history of the United States.
hmm Why not?
Just like I'm not going to tell you about the history of Ireland because I don't live the fuck over there.
What if I had
That's why.
That's
That's
what if I
why.
had a
And
degree in
until you
American
have
history?
lived or walked in my shoes in this damn country, you
What if I was a
can't tell me
historian?
shit.
You're
Now,
What if I was
not.
a,
You're
if I had a
not.
PhD?
What if? What if you're not? We already know you're not. You can
No,
tell.
could
You can
I? Could
tell.
I then?
You're not. You're not. So we're not going on what ifs.
How do you know what I am or what I amn't?
That's very unintelligent because
How
you
do you know what I
definitely
am or what I amn't?
you
Okay,
that's
okay,
very
TC.
unintelligent. You're
What
not.
degree do I have? What degree do I
You
have?
don't none. You don't have any.
I don't
Not a
have a
one.
degree. Okay.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
So you just know everything. You're just
Mm,
all
absolutely. I
knowing.
know that.
Are you?
Yeah, absolutely. That part. You
Okay.
know I am. And you know I am.
hmm
Thank you. You know it.
one thing
That's
You're
I know
heresy.
for
definitely
sure,
not an
There's
educated
you're
only
person.
one. There's only
absolutely
You're
one
one
that
of
is all
those
educated.
from
knowing.
over
That lets
there.
me know
You
There's
know
that
that
only
there's
one that is all knowing.
because
TC,
how you
be
women are
very
all
you're
careful.
from
over there.
over
You don't
there.
want to
Doesn't like
blaspheme.
you at all over there.
You don't want to blaspheme, TC.
You don't want to blaspheme. Shut up with that
You're the one
bum
who's claiming you're
bullshit.
all knowing. That's blasphemy.
You
There's
said
only
that.
one that's all knowing, and that is
I
God
and
Almighty.
you
Don't you
said that.
forget, girl.
You said that. I said you a girl.
Girl,
You
Mm-hmm.
girl. Don't talk to me like that.
man, it's about a ooh
You
wee. See,
ignorant
this the kind
behind
of shit that I don't like.
Ooh
This
wee.
is the kind of goddamn
Wait,
shit
what do
I
you
don't like
mean?
right here. He gonna
don't
What?
sit
call
up
me
there and
girl.
call a grown black woman a girl.
He's an
Why
ignorant
not?
creet. And the
Oh,
Why are
bottom
you
okay.
line,
guys
he has no
calling? Why are
words.
you guys calling Teriak ignorant though?
Why is he calling her a girl?
I didn't hear. I went to go get some water. I didn't hear that.
Exactly what
So
happened.
Okay,
apparently,
see that's what
TC is all
that's what I'm
knowing.
He's
talking
TC is
about.
able to
When you
tell
uneducated.
call
what
her
degree I
a
He
have or
girl,
thinks I
whether or
am.
not I have a
He
she
degree.
he
thinks she's
he
a
says
girl.
I'm all knowing. I said to him he was not educated. Definitely no degree. He keeps saying he's
Okay.
what if, what if,
Uh,
what if. What if we don't use
and
what
how do you
ifs in
know that?
education? Okay, you're
And how do you know
definitely
that?
not
Feelings,
educated because you wouldn't
vibes.
say what if. You wouldn't say what if. That's the bottom line.
Do you know what a hypothetical is?
And don't call me a girl and don't talk to me. Period.
Do
I
you
know what
know what a
hypothetical
hypothetical
and mind
is?
your manners.
Okay,
Mind your
what is
manners
a hypothetical?
and you don't ask me anything. You're
What is a
uneducated. I don't talk
hypothetical?
to people like you.
What is a hypothetical? Crickets. So a hypothetical for the folks in the audience is a what if scenario you use to test your logic.
I'm gonna ask you where you
Anyway,
test your logic at. What's the
he has none.
hypothetical things that you use to test your logic?
He
So
has
for
no.
example, if you think that socialism is a good idea, we can hey, what if, and we could put a scenario where we test the logics of socialism and see how would it play out? What would the answers be?
What's
It
good?
depends on
What's
what
good,
country.
Nene?
You know what? It depends on what country you're from, really. When you think about it,
Thank you, Nene.
socialism. Do you believe socialism works?
No.
Okay, then. So if you don't believe socialism works and you're in your country, why can't other people? It doesn't have to be America. Say from Germany, they believed in socialism. Did you know about that?
No, can you tell
Didn't
me
Adolf
more?
Hitler believe in socialism? Did
He
Adolf
doesn't know.
Hitler believe in socialism?
The kid.
Oh God,
Can
now
you
we're talking
tell me
about
more?
Hitler. Oh my God, you guys,
Oh,
where
see,
is
Miss
it?
MU. See,
What? I
that's
didn't
what puts
silence you.
me
I'm
on
just
the
trying.
edge.
I
That's
did
what
not
puts me on
silence
the
you.
edge.
What? Did I say we couldn't talk about? I didn't silence you. I was just like, oh, that's what.
You said you were going to let us talk. I'm trying to ask him a question about what he thought about Hitler.
Okay.
What my thoughts on World War II? I think the British made a huge mistake in backing the Russians, and that's why we have a globalist socialism / communism shithole trying to invade the United States of America. And I would highly encourage all the Americans to read up on what the DSA is, the Democratic Socialists of America, and why that is such an actual virus, and what could actually undermine the greatest nation this planet has ever seen.
You call us the greatest nation, but yet you criticize us. Which one is it?
When did I criticize America?
Whoa. How soon we forget? You're right. He's too young to even talk to me about history. Okay? You're
So
right.
you don't have an
You
answer.
know,
He's
The
trying to
reason,
I
tell.
the
just don't
reason, the
understand.
reason
I just don't
why, the
understand
reason
it.
why
Until
America
you
is
can
the
talk to me
greatest
about
nation.
your country's
Okay, so
history
I can't
and
even
what it
compliment
meant to
America.
you, until
Mm-hmm.
you can talk to me about your country and what it means to you, you cannot sit up here and tell me how I should feel as a black man about this country. Okay? I wasn't
Okay,
raised to be
so
as quiet as docile or to listen
yeah,
to everybody have an opinion and I say, yeah, you're right. Because God dog it, everybody's not right.
yeah. So
Nothing's
I
right
believe
over
that
here in America.
Ireland. If you want me to talk about Ireland, I think that Ireland is a blessing. In terms of the history and the culture, it goes back tens of thousands of years. I think in terms of like the name Éireann, which is the Irish for Ireland, it preserves a key critical connection between Ireland and the Middle East and for the whole Caucasian race. Because when you look at Iran, the
Okay.
Ariana
I
is
get you
what
right now.
it's pronounced. And
The
okay, you're
whole
just going to interrupt.
Caucasian race. Do you have any
You're
black
just going
people
to
in Ireland?
interrupt.
Do
You're
you
just
have
going to
any black
interrupt.
people in Ireland? I had to interrupt on that one because you brought up the
Okay, but
single word
you don't want to
Caucasian
you don't want
race.
to hear about Ireland then.
The
So why do you ask me the
Caucasian
question
race.
about Ireland if you don't want to hear about Ireland?
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Anyways,
Go ahead.
it
Go
goes
ahead.
all the way
Keep
back
finishing
to
what you
actually
got to
ancient Iran. Ardiana
say.
and Erin is comes from the same dialect, and that's why you see in terms of like Ireland now, it's actually Germanic because we speak English, of course. Um, but when you look
I'm
at
not gonna
like the whole kind of like German Empire, to go back to your original question about World War II, a massive mistake by the British was to actually betray the Germanics and side with the Russians because, like I keep pointing out to you, like the socialisms, and you don't want to talk about that. Are you a Democrat? Is that why?
No, I'm very independent. I vote
Oh,
for whom I think is doing the right job. Okay, and see that's
okay.
another thing.
And Donald Trump's doing the right
You
job,
are sitting up there
correct?
asking me, "Am I a Democrat?" What difference does it
Mm-hmm.
make to you if I am a Democrat, Republican, or which I said independent voter?
Yeah, because you're the one that has such an issue because I'm Irish.
No, I didn't have an issue. I had an issue about you talking about this country and you never lived
Okay.
over here. You never lived in a
Yeah.
black man's,
So
you never lived in a country where a black man, where their town was burnt
yeah.
down and people were hung in trees. Okay, you never lived in a country to where we had to
Have
fight
you?
for civil rights. We had to fight for
Have you?
women's rights. Okay, you
Oh, okay.
never lived over
So
here.
as a man, should you have an opinion on abortion?
I do have an opinion on abortion. It's a
But
woman's
you're not a
right.
woman.
It's a
You've never
woman's
lived
right.
as a woman.
It's a woman's right. It's a
But
right.
you've never lived as a woman. So how
You
can you
never
have an opinion
sounds
on
like to
abortion?
me. It sounds like to me you never lived as a man because you don't. Do you agree with abortions? Do you agree with abortions?
There's only one man with a suit on this panel, sir, and it ain't you.
Do you agree with abortions?
Of course not. Why the fuck would you
Well,
agree with
what the hell?
abortion?
What the hell makes you think that I wouldn't disagree about abortion? Huh? It's a woman's right.
To kill a
It's
child.
her
So you
birthright.
agree with
If
the
she
Lindsay
wants
Clancy
to,
case? You
look,
agree with Lindsay Clancy?
if you think you can control a woman by telling her how many
Control
kids
a
to
woman.
have or the kids that she can't have, then you're crazy as hell, man.
No, sir. Just because a woman can have kids or not have kids doesn't give her the right to kill her kids.
Did nobody say nothing about killing kids? We're talking about a woman's rights to have kids aborted if it's in a case of, incest. The other word are, and you can't say it on
An
here. I know
elective,
I get so damn tired of that's another
elective
thing.
abortion.
We're supposed to have media, and we can't even talk media. The news and everybody else talks
Elective
media
abortion.
and uses those words, and we're on here on an apparatus where we're so scared to use the word are. You see
Well,
what I'm
if
saying?
it's
Elective
a word,
abortion.
the trigger word,
Control.
we can't help
The,
that.
the
We
man
can't help it.
upstairs
How do you
is
feel?
Can't
How
controlling.
do you
help.
feel about
The man
elective
out
abortion,
there is
sir?
controlling.
How do you feel about
But those
elective
are trigger
abortion?
words on YouTube. You know that. We all know that. That's why
Yeah,
we
yeah. They say it's
unfortunately we
triggered,
have to
but
use different
everything.
words.
But see, nothing triggers a person worse than a person that wants to try to talk about racism in a slick way, but then he wants to make himself look right.
I think that the conversation really got left when it came to, I mean, the racism and who can speak on it, who can't. You guys, I mean, really, as this trial is wrapping up, yeah, y'all know it's going to be another appeal, right? Right.
We all know that. That's in our Constitution. Every
It's
man
going to
has a
be
right.
another appeal. It's not over. I simply listen. I made a lot of you guys mad when I said that Carmelo did something and he should be locked up. My opinion hasn't changed. So if that makes people mad at me, I can't be upset at people for saying that. If you take the race out of it and you look at the facts of the case, I
But
think you'd agree with. I think you
here's
would
a
agree.
fact in you. Here's a fact in you. In the United States, we cannot take race out of it. I
I
don't
said
care
if
what
you do,
country you're from or where we
I said
cannot
if
take the
you.
race when there's injustice done. You see the judges and the
Oh,
lawyers
oh,
and
oh,
the prosecuting attorneys are
but what was
all in
the
cahoots
injustice?
with each
But
other.
what
How
was
is
the
that a
injustice?
fair trial?
Okay. So you come and people, his own witnesses testified that he was the aggressor, and he gets locked up. Where's the injustice?
What was you
I'm
saying
asking.
about the good old boys agreement? Gentlemen's agreement, as we called it, as you called it. What
That
about that
his
agreement?
attorney agreed
Is
to
that fair?
as well.
Was that
His
fair?
attorney,
Was that
his
fair?
attorney advised him. The attorney that they chose based on race. They didn't choose the one they felt was the best qualified. They chose one based on the color of his skin.
And what color was that?
I think we know. You're asking me a question that you know the answer to.
Oh, well, see,
So
that's what
you
I'm saying.
can't go crying
We
racism
can't say
when you
that he was white
chose
or black.
to
We can't
dismiss the
say
black
that
juror,
he was
and you
this or
also
that.
chose to
All
have
we
a
look
white
at is that
attorney.
he
And
was
now
an
the
attorney.
no, we can't
All
talk at the same
attorneys
time.
aren't
I'm
smart
not going to
either.
talk over you. I want to have a conversation, but you want to speak when I'm speaking, and that doesn't work that way. So my question is just a question. Anybody can answer it. Claude can answer it. Now white people are evil, but were they evil when you wanted a white attorney? And were they evil when you chose a juror? It wasn't an all-white juror, but there were no blacks on the juror. Why? Both sides struck them out. They didn't want them. And the jurors themselves, in my opinion, didn't want to be on the case because if they did, those jurors were educated. They were educated. And they knew that if they said that they couldn't separate race from the case, that they were going to be excluded. They knew that. So now all white people are evil. I guess I'm just not on the same train that you guys are on because on one hand, you wanted them to defend you, and on the other, you're saying they're all racist. So which is it?
You're talking about the family, correct?
Talking about all of it. The
Well,
family
you're
themselves
talking about the
chose
family was the
TC.
one, but no, I agree
The
with you.
family
I totally
and
agree with that. Why did
so
they choose
you
the
can't.
the
So
the
would
white?
you? Okay, TC, can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
For you, can we now do a hypothetical?
thank
When
you.
you choose
Yes.
someone racist to defend you,
Thank you. I agree. Thank you. Absolutely. You're
You
on
accuse
point.
her
You're
of
on.
racist,
I'm
but
with you.
okay.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay.
Yes.
So my
100. That
problem
I
is saying, my problem is now saying, coming back saying, everybody's racist. But you chose to have these so-called racists defend you. You can't go and say they're all racist now. You chose to listen to their advice. You chose to listen to their counsel. You chose to go along with the not good boys agreement. I understand the play on words. You want to bring in the good fellows and try to tie it back to race. The gentleman's agreement is what it's called in any court case. You chose to go along with it. Carmelo's family could have said, nope, we want our son to testify. But that council that they chose said no, based
he
on
shouldn't.
covering up Carmelo's background and Austin's background as well. We're not going to take Austin's background out of it. Both sides chose. And now we want to say that everybody was wrong. 12 jurors looked at their case. And let me tell you something. You hear about people being racist. If those jurors would have heard about Carmelo wanting to lick the blood off of a blade, hours before this happened, I don't think he would have gotten 17 and a half years. I'll go on mute.
Okay, there's another thing. Lick the blood off of a blade hours before it happened.
Is that not what he said in his old text
Why?
messages?
What? Wait a minute now. You said you were going to go on mute.
I'll go on mute because I got to check my email
All of a
anyway.
sudden, why all of a sudden now, there, when you think about somebody wanting to lick blood and all that, that's vampirism. That's something that is entirely, we know, out of this world. It's disgraceful. If the boy had said that, I'm saying if because I haven't seen any transcripts. I didn't hear it brought up in a trial or anything during that trial. I didn't hear that. Why? Because, like you said, it was a gentleman's agreement. But if the family wanted it shown, I don't think they were thinking of, and that's another thing, as parents, they weren't thinking about their son. They were thinking about their own damn image. They weren't thinking about
Mm-hmm.
their son when it came to defending their son, loving their son. They were thinking about the dollar signs that was in their front of their faces, just like everybody does. They look at that dollar sign. What can I get out of this? They're not being truthful. Nobody's
Who are you
being
talking
truthful.
about? The Anthony's or the
Both
or the
families.
Metcalf?
Both
Oh, the
families.
Metcalf.
Like you
Okay.
said,
All right.
Uncle Paul, it's both families. You see
Both
what
of
I'm
them.
saying? Both of
Yeah,
them.
there were no good guys in this to me.
Slimy ass
And
parents.
that has to go back to the parenting. The
There you
parenting.
go. There you go. Boom.
Now, you start talking about the parents instead of the children and see why the things ended up the way they did.
Exactly, because the environment of the parents, the parents, the mentality, the quote unquote, the lack of values, the way that they do things, the way that they derive to things. I'm with you, Mr. William. I said this a long time ago. I had a lot of questions about the parents and the school and the so-called adults in the school because there's certain things that have not come out and I don't like it. I think MU said it, and I am with her, and I'm with you, Mr. William. And listen, the so-called defense that he had or didn't have, guess what? That was the problem.
Right.
Absolutely.
Shabby.
Absolutely the
Shabby.
problem. You cannot allow racists to defend you. And that's just that. And that's just into that. I don't know why they thought that they should have taken that
That
crook.
attorney.
I don't know. And that attorney, the crook. I don't know why they thought that because he was white that he was better. That doesn't make you better because you're white. Absolutely not. Or doesn't make you more intelligent. Absolutely not. He was not, and here we are, and here we are again. We know the Constitution and we know Texas, and we understand exactly what needed to happen and the kind of person and the kind of attorney representation they should have had. But they decided, and that was that. We don't have any power in that or authority. Period.
So just
MU,
so I'm clear,
MU.
we're blaming the
I
parents, we're
appreciate what you're
blaming the
saying,
teachers,
and I
we're
like
blaming
what the question that you
everybody
asked
else
because you
except the dude
were
that
very much on
killed
point with
another
that, and
dude.
Mr.
This
William
is
and
crazy.
and Uncle
This is
Claude.
genuinely
So thank you
craziness.
for the
You know
conversation,
what I mean?
and you know that I will come up here when us educated
Freshway.
people are up here, minus the one.
Yeah,
So
them
thank
kids
you
did
Go
so
not have
ahead,
much.
run
kids.
away,
They
Yeah.
girl.
were probably have never
All
raised
right.
children.
No, your
And the thing
mother's a
about it,
girl. Don't talk to me, girl. Don't
yeah.
talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
See,
All right. You're
that's
not.
the
You
point.
think you're
He usually
entitled to say
and
some
if he
stuff.
really
Yeah.
wants
You
to get
keep just
into
you
it,
mind your
if he
manners.
really wants to get
Like I was
deep
saying,
into it, girl
like I was saying,
is
we're
also
blaming the
raised a child to a
parents,
black
we're
home
blaming the
here in America.
teachers, we're
Thank you.
blaming
Just like
Exactly.
boys
the
Exactly.
janitor.
raise a
Talking to a
sperm
We
to
black
a
woman
blame
man
like this.
here in
He
America.
is
everybody
talk to your
except
mother
You're
the
like
not
that.
raised
actual
a
Talk to
dude
you
that
weren't
committed
raised.
the
He
crime.
was raised by
This is
Romulus and Remus.
craziness
yeah.
right
He
now.
was
And
raised
the
by
fact that
Romulus
both
and
of you
Remus.
are
So he
over
doesn't
talking
know any
me
better.
shows exactly
And
what I'm
he's
saying.
where he
Where you
is.
get
He's
in your
exactly what
emotions,
he
you
is.
hear
A
the
zero, a
truth,
nothing burger
and
in
your
my
ego
book.
can't handle
Mr.
the
William,
truth. And that's why
it's been
all you can
real.
do
We're gonna be
is talk over
celebrating hip
people
hop.
and
What's
not actually
up?
show a
MU,
modicum of manners
thank you for the
just because I'm
question.
a white dude
That's
and you're a
right.
black
You
girl.
cannot have
Nice
anybody defend
to
you.
see you.
You cannot have a racist defend you. So thank you, MU.
Mhm.
And to the chat, I see Zero Lightness. What's up? What's up? Hey,
Hey,
Zero.
brother-in-law.
Zero,
Hey,
man,
brother.
Lack of accountability.
See, I'm
That's
not
the
looking at
problem.
this chat.
Whew. Whew, you guys.
So, like I was saying, we're blaming the parents. We're blaming like who else are we blaming, other than the actual dude that committed the crime?
No, the actual start is with the parents, buddy. Don't you know that the parents raise their
Oh
children?
no. See, I start with the dude that actually stabbed the dude. That's who we should blame.
No. You forget they were kids.
That's
They were
crazy.
kids long before this happened.
Oh,
They
okay.
lived in a home. They had mothers and fathers. What were their teachings to their child? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So one of these things that they taught them is this whole aspect of we're the black community.
Do you realize
Until we
that
get
black
rid of
people
that
did have their
mentality
own
from black
community
folk in
here
America,
in America?
which it is
Do
starting
you
to
realize
creep
that
in.
black people did have their
MU
own
doesn't believe in this black
community?
community
They did
shit.
have their own
Marte,
community, sir.
one of my
What are you
friends, Marte,
talking about?
he's fighting against
Where
this
you
whole
are,
black
sir.
community bullshit.
You're making
Until we get
Yeah.
rid,
bullshit.
until we
what?
get rid of that
You
mentality.
sound so
Until
stupid.
can I finish my point? Can I finish my point?
Your
You
Okay.
haven't
point is
made a
not
So
point.
finished.
until
Your
You guys
point
gotta
ain't
let him
until
respond,
finished.
yeah.
though.
Your
You
stuff
guys gotta
opinion
wait.
a
You
long
guys gotta
time ago.
wait. You gotta let him respond. I
You gotta
mean,
make a point. He hasn't made
Yeah,
a point.
until we get rid of this
I'm
black
not gonna
community.
interrupt you guys. I'm just saying, if you guys do make a point, you gotta let him respond, even if you don't like what he's saying. And I'm gonna let you guys have the conversation. Go ahead.
Until we get rid of this black community concept out of y'all's head, there's never going to be some sort of step forward, because like we just seen with TC, all white people are racist. Unless it was a 100% black jurors and 100% black judge, unless everybody in the fucking county was black. That's the only way you'd get justice. This is diseased brain thinking.
No one's. You're not fooling anyone, man. You're trying to get a rise out of people first and foremost.
Am I trying to get a rise? I'm speaking truth.
Hold up, stop. Now I'm talking. You keep your mouth shut. You're just throwing things up there and see what sticks, and try and get a rile out of people. You're not very smart. That's first and foremost. Number two, no one tells people.
Insult, yeah.
Hold it. Shut up. I'm still talking. Number two, no one tells people, well, you're the one who said we need to get rid of this black community bullshit. Did you not say that? Yes or no?
I did.
Okay. Does anyone say we need to get rid of the Jewish community? No. Does anyone say we need to get rid of the Latino community? Shut up. I'm still talking.
Okay, let's be respectful.
The concept, I'm clarifying.
Yes or no answer, stupid. Yes or no?
The concept.
I said, shut up. Is it a yes or no answer?
You're either American or you believe you're something else.
Is it a yes or no answer? It's simple.
Why is TC
dummy.
on this panel saying all white people are racist?
Yes or no, dummy?
Why is TC on this panel saying all white people are racist? Answer that question.
You're done.
That's another lie.
He's stupid.
You know what? You're right.
He can't take his own. He can dish it out, but he can't take it. What a sucker!
What are you talking about? You're the one that's emotional and screaming. What do you mean I can't take it? I'm clearly answering your questions, and you can't handle it.
Hold on. You just said we need to get rid of the black community bullshit. You just said
This
that.
concept of the black community. That was the full
If
quote, sir.
you're going to say
Would you
that,
like to
then we
play
need
the
to get
clip
rid
back?
of every other community's concept.
Why would you
Yes or
consider
no?
yourself a different
If you're,
community
we
than
can
American?
yes or no?
I
Sweetie,
don't think
yes or
see
no? You're so
in
smart.
TC's defense, I
You're
don't think
what a
TC
smart
said
man.
that all white people are racist.
He's so
I
smart.
don't
He
think
can't say yes or no.
TC, are you
Why are
I'm
you
done.
screaming?
Go ahead.
Why are you screaming?
Because I can do that.
Because
It's our black privilege.
it doesn't
right
show
to
that
speak.
you're
We have a lot
angry,
to
that
scream
you're
about.
kind of
We have
emotional.
a lot to
You
scream
can't say
about
yes
when
or
it comes
no.
to ignorant
That's why I'm
people like
saying.
you that sit up here and try
I
to
have
tell
been
us
answering your
as black
questions.
people
I
how
said
we act.
we need to get rid of this concept of the black community. That you feel as though you're
Oh,
different
geez,
than an
let
actual
me hear
American.
the
You
concept.
look at
To
yourself
you, what
as
is the
different to being
concept of the
American.
black
Unless
community?
we address
Answer
that, there won't be a step forward. Because you have that mentality, to reiterate my point, because you have that mentality, that's exactly why the likes of TC is on this panel claiming that all white people involved in that trial are racist.
No one, she never said
No,
that.
she
You're
did
putting
not.
words in
No,
her
she
mouth.
did not. That's a lie you trying to
She never
perpetrate.
said that. You're putting
Okay,
words
what
in
did
her mouth.
TC mean
You're
by
throwing
what
shit
did
up
TC
and
mean by the
making what's
racist?
You're not very smart, sir.
I don't think that TC would say that, to be fair. I don't think TC would say. TC is an educated woman. I don't think she would say that. Now, do I think that all white people are? Come on. No. Number one, I don't do absolutes. That in itself is not
I never put
a
people
math
in
person. You can't say that one race is all of anything. That makes no sense. That means if one person is, I'm never gonna go down that rabbit hole. You guys know I'm not like that. TC will come up there. TC. I don't think I don't know what she meant by the statement, but you guys, I don't think that's what TC was quite saying. But I don't like to speak for people. I can only speak for MU. I don't care if you are white, you can be racist. I don't care if you're black, you can be racist. Okay, anybody can be racist.
Derek has the answer. Let's get rid of all communities. Let's get rid of black.
Yeah,
That's the answer.
Okay, you want to
Yes,
mute your
you either
microphone?
consider yourself American or you can leave the country. It's simple as.
Does anybody know?
You
Hold
first.
on,
I'm not
you
going
guys.
anywhere. You first, idiot.
Hey, FIFA Napoli.
Hey, now you guys, you
The
know,
leprechaun triggered my emotion.
hold on, you guys. Do you
No,
know
I'm
pro?
being led
Hold
by
on,
facts.
hold on. You guys
You couldn't
know
even
pro?
say a yes or no. You couldn't give
Do
a
you
yes
guys?
or no answer.
Oh my god. Do you guys know pro? Marte
Is it
Rowan?
Marte? Yeah, I know. He's one of my boys.
Oh, okay. Let me bring him up. All right, you guys. Let's see
No
respond,
racist.
and then welcome
No
Marte.
racist shit. I'm tired of it. I've been dealing with it for over 70 fucking years. I'm tired of this racism bullshit, and nobody wants to own up to it.
I'm not saying. Oh my god.
I have a question. Where do you think the racism's coming from?
So I'm gonna answer MU. Uncle Claude and Mr. William are correct. I was saying that I agreed with you, MU, that when the parents picked the defense attorney, I thought that when you pick somebody who's racist, absolutely, this is what you're gonna get. And this is what they've gotten. Absolutely a 0, a nothing. And it's unfortunate that they thought that because that they were gonna pick this particular attorney and that he was gonna do right and do right by their son, that unfortunately that did not happen. That's what I'm saying. And yes, that's what I agree with you.
So TC,
And
you're
Uncle
not
Claude.
saying that all whites are racist, to be clear.
I've never said that. So
Okay.
again, the
That's what I said. That's what I
uneducated.
said.
Okay, right, exactly. Yeah,
So-
I believe that the attorney was all screwed up. That attorney from day one, I had so many questions, and I really and truly would have liked for those questions to have been answered. And when I say answered, not here, but during the trial, and he didn't do it. He did not do his jurisprudence. So that's that, and that's where we are.
So why is the attorney
Okay.
racist?
Take care.
Why is the attorney racist? Because he's white. That's what she wants to say.
I can't say that the attorney is racist. I feel that if you, I can't say the attorney is racist. I think that
you know what? I'm going to say, yeah, he was racist because he knows the law. He knows the Constitution. He knows the right that everybody has a right to a fair and speedy trial. Now, was that trial fair? First of all, number one, no. Everybody knows it wasn't fair. Look at the judge. Look at the prosecuting attorney. Look at the people. Even the defense attorney all knew each other. Why couldn't he discard himself from? Why couldn't they discard themselves from the case? Why?
Yeah, lawyers know each other. Lawyers know judges. Yeah. But what y'all don't want to say is because they were white, that's why you're saying they're racist. And that's why, to Claude's point, that's why we need to get rid of this black Americans. That's why we need to get this concept of black community. We need to get rid of it. Otherwise, you will never be able to take a step forward because you'll always think, just because this white dude treat me poorly, it means he has to be racist, not I'm wrong or I'm a cunt. I'll tell your thoughts.
Why would a white person want to treat a black person differently anyway? Why would a white person want to treat a black person differently anyway?
Maybe you're an asshole.
Oh,
assholes get treated poorly.
There's some white assholes out there too.
Yeah. Okay. Lindsay Clancy is one of those assholes.
You're agreeing there's some white assholes, right?
I wanted to hear from. Oh, he just left the panel. I wanted to hear from the guy that came up, you guys. So let me see. Did he type in the back chat? Oh, there he is. I wanted to hear what he had to say.
I think he was fixing his video.
I'm going to mute. I'm going to go on mute.
That's okay. I wanted to keep. Oh, he's not white.
Okay. Yeah, of course I'm not white. So, anyways, I got a couple questions though. But
the reason I said that was because I wanted to. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I just never mind. Go ahead.
Oh shit! It sounds like some prejudice before I even got here. I mean, so you didn't think Marte was like a black name? That's crazy. So, anyways, I have some questions here if you guys are ready.
I didn't judge like that. I didn't care. I don't.
Wait, hold on.
He's just joking. He's just joking at you.
Oh okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just all right. I do have some questions. Uncle Claude, that's your name, right?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. Just checking because I don't want to mess your name up. That's all. Where do you think this racism is coming from exactly?
First off, you're talking, one has nothing to do with the other. When he brings up the black community, get rid of black community BS, that has nothing to do with it.
No, I'm not asking about that. I'm asking you where
when
you
talking
think
about
this is
racism
coming from.
What, in this case or in this country?
In general, just you in particular, like what you're referring to, even in this case. Yes.
I mean, racism, unfortunately, has been embedded in this, well, not just in this country, but in history for thousands and thousands of years.
Great. Do you think that's evident today? Do you think that the KKK and all that other stuff leading into this case, do you think that's as evident now as it is back then? Do you think it's as prominent today as it was then?
Absolutely. And I could make a case that's actually more prevalent.
I would love to hear this. I'd love to hear this. Go ahead.
You're going to try and tell me that we made great strides from back in the this, that, and the third. Are you not? Be honest.
No, you're about to make an assumptive claim. That would have been wrong if you would have tried to do that. I'm thinking it's the inverse. Actually, to be honest with you, I think that black culture is more racist than any other culture in society. And I can actually explain why that's the case.
Go ahead. I want to hear it.
The reason why is because you have double standard propaganda that happens right now. So you have cases where the guy's going to trial and marching over with his family. The family's getting cursed out. They're having racial epithets thrown at them. That's fine for them to happen and turn the other cheek. Meanwhile, the roles were reversed and this was like a black couple and there was white people on the side doing the same thing. Oh, cities would be burning down, cars would be on fire, all this other shit would happen. And we're not even talking about the George Floyd riots and all that stuff that happened, because the fact of the matter is, and I'll bring one last case and point to you, is that if you had a white-owned barbershop, that's racist. But the fact that you can have a black-owned barbershop, it's perfectly fine. I can have pride in my race, but Teriak can't have pride in his race and his culture, any of this stuff. Double standard propagandization. That's what's happening here.
I guess you're talking.
Whoa, where did he come from?
Everybody has the right to be. Hold it.
Hello, welcome, misunderstood. Hopefully, you'll get understood by the end of this podcast.
Let me finish. Everyone has the right to be proud of who they are. Everyone.
Is that true? Is that right?
What? To have pride in who you are? Absolutely.
I know, but I'm saying outwardly.
Hold it, stop.
Is it okay to be outwardly prideful? Is that okay?
Excuse me?
Is that okay to be outwardly prideful? Can everybody express their pride in their race and culture?
Well, they should be able to, yes. Unfortunately, in this hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
In this culture, we know that it cuts both ways. Let's be fair on that. You're trying to say it's reverse racism now. That's what you're trying.
No, I didn't even say that. Reverse racism is another thing. I didn't even say that.
You said that if a white person has a white-only barbershop, that's a bad thing. Why?
I never said it's bad. You're putting words in my mouth. Now you're inserting words. What I'm saying is there's a double standard. I'm not saying good or bad. I'm saying it's being normalized in America where it's neither good or bad. It's bad. It's normative for whites to not put any pride behind their culture or any of that stuff because it's fine to do that. Meanwhile, other cultures do that, and that's deemed neither good or bad. We're being agnostic when it comes to anything racial, when it comes to this, to where there's a massive double standard and it's being normalized to the point to where we have white liberals that are cosplaying as blacks, saying that they hate themselves. That's where the self-hating culture comes from. When guys like me get on panels like this, we're told that we hate ourselves because we're talking about objective reality, facts, data, and logic. Now all of a sudden, I'm an Uncle Tom and a coon if I get on here and spout stats and facts and reality about everything that's happening in America. How am I wrong? That's the case in reality right now, and that's not called good or bad. It's just normative now. The crickets are loud in here.
The problem,
I'm not going to be a cricket, but I just asked one question of all these panelists up here. Are you from America? Do you live in America?
He's asking you, Marte.
Yeah, I'm from America. Yeah.
Do you live in America now? That's all I'm asking.
That would be the same answer. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So
yes.
Apparently your history as being what do you call yourself?
Call myself African American. My dad was in the NAACP, and my great grandfather was a Black Panther.
Okay,
so
great.
Yeah.
You know what? That's great.
Oh, sorry.
That's great.
I'm
that
not
is so goddamn great. That is so wonderful.
It doesn't really mean anything, actually, to be honest with you.
But I'm going to tell you that
it doesn't mean anything, to be honest with you. Go ahead, though.
Well, I mean, you spewed it out there like you were so proud of it, like you were going to make me stand up and salute.
Well, that would be an assumption.
I know people, black and white, that are just as despicable and dishonest about themselves and anything else. Like I told you, man, half you guys on here, I've been through that shit. I've watched as they wheeled in a 13-year-old man into a funeral home looking like a mummy. I was there. I was there when you couldn't even get on a bus. You did have to go to the back. I was there when you couldn't drink out the same water fountain. I was there, and I marched, okay? So you're not going to tell me that I didn't make it possible for you to have or to say what you want to say, even though I might disagree with it because you got a higher standard of living, you know, and you can get on here and try to portray yourself as all this good things. But the main thing is you're still black. You're still black. And when it comes down to it, if this country would ever have a racial war, you wouldn't know what side to jump on.
I would know what side to jump on because we have a left and right, whether or not there's race or not. And here's why. Life before civil rights was actually better for blacks, believe it or not. We had more nuclear families, more stable jobs, more business owners than anything else. Now, all of a sudden, everything's destabilized. We have more deletions of babies in Planned Parenthoods. Society is going down. Single moms, black women are destroying the society, which is really the destruction of America right now, believe it or not. How am I wrong?
You guys, let me address the super chat. Hold on. Hey, Zach. Let me address the super chat. Hold on, Mr. Brothers. Can we all agree on Karmelo getting 10 years probation? Would that be satisfactory?
No, we should have got 10 years.
I cannot agree with that, Miss Reed, but thank you for the super sticker. But I cannot agree with probation when you take somebody's life. Not at all.
Man,
Steve
Well,
Foster
what
even
did
say
you
no
what
to
did
that
you
one,
just
right,
say
Paul?
about black women? I want to hear that statement again.
No, I'd love to give you the remix if you want to hear that, because I
No,
could do.
Doc, you're okay, Doc. You're fine.
You're fine,
You
Doc.
want to time
You're
out? You can
fine,
time
Doc.
out. I'm not
Just
finished.
take it easy, Doc. You'll be all right.
Doc, my
I would
emoji was
love to
because you're
have
not
you
Deal with
feeling
make
that
a
well.
statement
before I
about
do,
what
but
black
I
women are.
actually agree with that, sir.
What's your take on black women? What did you say?
Oh, I can repeat it for you right now. We've made black women a monolith where they're now the man in the relationship, the headship role of the black household. And that's been the utter destruction of the black communities because we're raising people like Carmelo Anthony, Trayvon Martin, and other people like this who will then come out in society and have no conflict. Hold on. They're not going to have conflict resolution skills at all because whenever you see TikTok or any other video like this, it's always a mad, angry black woman that's causing destruction and has the least conflict resolution skills of all. But that's who's raising our next generation of black people and culture. Is this a good for America?
When you say that you're blaming everything that a man does on a black woman,
I didn't say everything.
but a majority of it then, right?
There's a growing trend of
And
this
what is the
happening right
system?
now.
What was
Let
the
me take a
system
closer
that
look at
caused?
Marte. Hang on for a
What
second. I
was
want to see what's your. Do you have a channel? Marte?
Yeah. Yeah, I got a channel. Yeah.
What's your channel?
It's OTE with Marte Reyes on the edge.
Okay, go ahead, you guys.
I linked in the back chat. I'm you.
What is Trayvon Martin?
Thank you. Let me try to find it right now. Go ahead, you guys.
Yeah,
And
you're
like, this is
saying-
not necessarily a race thing, just to clarify as well, because like Lindsay Clancy, like I want to see that bitch get the death penalty.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
is a
she
universal,
deserves-
actually. Yeah. It's left and right. That's what I'm
It's
alluding to.
universal, but
Eventually,
we're talking about the races of people, and especially when you said the thing about the black
no.
woman.
This is culture
I'm just
mainly,
wondering,
not really
what brought
race.
your mind to that? What brought your mind to bring up the black woman?
Because if we're alluding to culture, right? Culture is going to point to like a political stance as well too, an ideology that we have. So when we think about these men in societies, and the reason why we're talking about court cases and all this stuff happening when it comes to the judicial process of black men in society, we're talking about race. Right, Uncle Claude, that we're talking about court distinctions between the outcomes that we want and don't want when it comes to race. Black women are raising this next group of men that we have. That's the culture I'm talking to. It's not necessarily black and white, but it's this culture that we don't want. Because if we replace this with other black culture like Nigerian culture, Botswana, African culture, how would this not be a better replacement for the culture that we have in America? That's baby mama culture, drug dealing culture. The fact that Chicago is more dangerous on a weekend than it is in Iran because of black culture. I can go on, but it's the culture that's problematic, but it puts black women on this pedestal where we're replacing a man and swapping him out. That's what we're doing.
Boy.
The black woman is the weak version of the man that we should have in our house. How is that wrong?
Bars.
How is that wrong? That's what's raising our next group of society. And that's the reason why when you have a son, he gets to the NBA, NFL, gets all this money. How come he wants to leave the hood? Oh, I thought he loved black folk until he gets a lot of money. And now all of a sudden blacks are a liability. Why is this? It's quiet in here. It's quiet.
No, it's quiet. You know what? I'm trying to keep from really blowing
You're
my
spitting
top.
out a lot of stereotypes.
It's not stereotypes. Tell me. Okay. Hold on. Is that a stereotype?
Let me finish.
Is that a stereotype? If I get a lot of money, are they staying in the hood? Is Michael Vick staying in the hood? It's not a stereotype.
You're saying that you're saying that a lot of, how much percentage of the men are out of the household according to you?
Women initiate divorce black women in marriages initiated a rate of divorce at 76%. So they're leading the charge on kicking the black men out of the home whenever we do get married, even though marital rates are plummeting.
Do you realize that the system was set up to break up the black families when it came to
no,
there for 23 years.
It's not.
Wait a minute now. Hold it. When it came up to
I'll let you talk though.
system,
I can tell you why you're wrong, but go ahead.
Well, tell me why I'm wrong. What's wrong? What's right about the welfare system? What was
Now
right
you
about it?
want us to, because black folk fought for the welfare system when it was given to us. We took it readily with open hands and arms when we said we were ready to replace our fathers with Uncle Sam's, because if the dad moved in, they would cut us off and have that check cut off, because that's more dependable than a black man according to women out here. That's crazy.
You're talking
It's
about
the same. It's the
I
same
get that.
argument you have when you say that the CIA flooded black communities with drugs. We didn't have to take the drugs. We didn't have to become entrepreneurs or any of this shit. But why were black people in black culture so readily able to take this and replace this with jobs, just like we replaced the father?
Your mic went out.
Your audio cut out, Marte.
Your audio cut
Your
out.
audio
mic
cut
is
out.
out.
Your audio is out, young man. Your audio is off.
Marte. Marte.
Can't hear.
Your audio cut out.
You can't hear.
He
That's
can't
what
hear.
I'm saying. He can't hear. He's not getting an answer back, but yet he wants to say that.
Thank you, Chris. Chris said the woman that deleted 3 babies, she would get the Andrea Gates treatment. That's a sad one. Fix your audio. I wanted to hear what you had to say.
You guys hear me? No.
I need to
Your audio is
cover.
breaking up real bad, man. Dude.
I'll cover it. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I won't do my vertical tomorrow. Maybe we'll talk about.
Try rejoin and refreshing the page, Marte. But
Yeah, I can't hear
this
you.
is the same thing, MU, with that case as it is with like what I was trying to highlight with the Carmelo Anthony case. It's like, oh, they're like in a non-oppressed group. Like anyone that's not a white man, essentially, we have to supply them with some sort of victim card or excuse to fall back on. But
You guys
can we not
dropped
just judge them based on their
Marte's
actions?
You guys dropped Marte's channel. Usually I don't drop links to people I don't know, but I looked at his channel and Zero, you must have looked at that channel. He's fire. Looks like a newer creator. I don't know that much about him, but I'm interested. I'm sorry, Teriak. You guys, y'all are hard on Teriak and his friend, but
No,
what
right.
are you agreeing on?
I'm hard on
Thank
him
you, Zero.
because
Thank you
I'm
for
an
dropping the
old
link.
black man that was raised during the time of civil rights errors. Like I said, I knew what it was like to be told to go to the back of the bus, to go up to the second floor balcony. Don't drink out this water fountain for whites only era. Okay, he was born after all this good stuff, and he tries to make like we didn't do a damn thing.
Where did he go? I was trying to question. Okay. I don't know. I think he's having mic issues. So since I can't ask Marte, how does put this? Marte. Sorry if I butchered your name.
No, you got it right.
Oh, look, Uncle Claude.
Okay, you guys.
I'll just do this. I don't even care. I didn't care.
Usually I don't drop links to new people, but I'm gonna say this: when you come through and I have to say I was pretty surprised to. What do you? Okay, you guys were upset at Teriak. Now don't be mad at me. You said he was white, and he's from a different country, and that's why he thinks the way that he thinks. And Teriak is sitting over here making all these points, and nobody's hearing him. And then we get Marte from this country, black, and y'all brought race into it, so don't be mad at me. Who's saying something? So where's the argument there? So you can't use that against Marte, like, hey, you're from Ireland, or he's from right here. His parents are very prominent members of the community, from what he's saying. And he's saying the same thing, that a lot of it has to do with culture, and there are problems within the culture. I don't give my opinion a lot because I'm just hosting a conversation, but other people can give their opinion. I didn't tell them what to say. So how are you guys still upset? Now you got somebody else. Now you can't exclude him. Teriak is not excluded, but I'm just saying that if people are making a point, why can't we have the conversation instead of bringing up these ad hominem and these attacks? Like, why can't we just have a conversation?
If attacking anybody, I would tell the truth. But
oh wow, Claude, it's interesting that you felt that was towards you, because I didn't say any names. That could have been for anybody, and you're the one that responded. So maybe you need to check yourself.
Like responding, yeah.
But maybe there's something in you that felt the need to. You were very emotional.
Yeah.
Okay, then, because that comment, I could have been talking to Terry. I could have been talking to Mr. Crothers or somebody in the chat or TC, but you responded to a very general conversation. You're very defensive. I think there's something in you that's
I'm not
just trying
defensive. I'm telling the truth.
Oh,
Who wants to
Claude,
hear
you
that?
were emotional.
I can be emotional and still know the truth. What's your point?
The truth according to whom?
No, the truth according to the truth. There's only one
It can't
truth.
just be your truth. It has to be universal. Okay, you can't just make up your own truth. You can have your
You
opinion.
you cannot delete one community and not leave out everybody else's community.
Who's deleting
You
the
talking about-
community?
hold on.
Deleting the
Let
community
me-
by
hold
saying
on,
that
let
we
me-
should just be
let me
considered
explain it.
American?
You're
That's not
cutting me
deleting
off. I
the
can't even get
community. Listen.
When Teriak says get rid of the black community BS.
No. You took it out of context, and he can speak for himself. We should be considered American. There's no country called black.
There's no country
And there's
called
no
European
country called
American
white
either.
either.
They still call European American. What's your point?
Because race.
Can I
was a
clarify
made-up
for you,
thing.
Claude?
What's your point?
So I have said on more than one occasion, I can't wait to get rid of the titles of African American and African. No. We're just American. We're just
Exactly.
Listen,
Zero
that's
dropped their links.
what should happen and what is happening are two different things.
Sub to Teriak, sub to
Yeah.
Marte. I just met her. I can't vouch for his channel, but I can vouch for the little bit I saw.
We
I
should
can't
all
vouch
be
for his channel,
American. I
but you
agree
can
with
sub
that,
to their
but that's
channels.
not
Their
the
links are in
case,
the chat.
unfortunately.
But let me
Wow.
clarify for you, Claude.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me clarify what I mean by this, right? Like, for example, like
Oh,
what
I'm
I'm saying is like this concept of a black community, or even like this concept of the Jewish community, this concept of a Latino community, all this kind of shit.
Right, there are
You need to
concepts
get
of
rid of
different
this
communities.
because
Why get rid of
once
them?
you have this concept of a community, it's like, well, then we have to have our own culture. And then what Marte was pointing out was this whole thing of like, well, what is black culture actually bringing to the table? And it's actually a net negative. This whole thing of we're like, you look at like all these rap videos, what are they doing? They're all drug dealers. They got all these hoes around them, all this kind of shit. This is not conducive
That's
to
not
actually.
necessarily black culture.
So you're telling me that the whole
culture, I agree, but
Yeah.
why is there a black connotation to it? Why?
Okay,
Because
so
we
I have
there
two
are
quick
other
questions.
communities that
I have
have
two quick
taken this
questions.
culture as well. But go ahead.
How would you define black culture would be question number one, and question number two, well, sorry, question number one should be, do you think that there should be multiple different cultures in America, or there should be one American culture? Or, and second of all, how would you define black culture?
Well, first and foremost, we all came from somewhere, did we not?
Yep.
So holding on to the culture that you came from is not a bad thing, especially when you're able to mix it with American culture. What's wrong with that?
I'll tell you what's bad.
Why? Tell me.
The reason why it's bad is because we aren't having the babies. Our birth rate crisis in the black community is plumbing through the basement. We're having to replace this with other cultures. So what you're saying is that these other cultures that won't assimilate to American cultures, you're expecting to replace black culture because that's the only outlet, because we're having the Planned Parenthood baby deletions at the highest rate, more than any other races, and also divorces more than any other races when we are married, because we're plummeting that too. So what we're doing is we're having a replacement rate in birth rates because our culture is not working out. Obviously, if we're not having babies, black culture is not doing what it needs to do. I'm telling you, if we can replace this with other culture, because there's more than one black culture, like Nigerian culture, Sudanese culture, and everything else, that can acclimate to American culture. And that's what Teriak's pointing to. If we can acclimate to American culture, and I'm going to give you an olive branch right here. We can keep the American culture, but keep our traditions. The problem is we don't assimilate to American culture, but we say we need to have the traditions and the negative culture that happens. What happens in black culture is we want to keep the high crime rates. We want to keep the baby deletions. We want to keep the high divorce rates and the baby mama drama. We have to change this out, swap it out with other black culture, or adapt and assimilate to American culture, because right now we're swapping this out with foreigners who are replacing us at faster rates than blacks.
You just made a generalization.
Hang on for a second. Jungle F, is that you?
Hey, yes, ma'am. How you doing, MU?
Okay. Go ahead, you guys. I'm fine.
How's it going, guys?
How you doing?
What's up, Jungle?
Y'all didn't
much,
sound
man.
excited about. Oh, never mind. Go ahead. Y'all didn't sound excited about Jungle. Welcome, Jungle. Greetings, Janie. Go ahead, you guys.
Whoa, hey, let's go. Keep talking, guys. I'm just listening in.
Yeah, but I'm just saying though, we aren't having the babies, and that's due to black culture, baby mama drama. We've been fed a spoonful from Margaret Sanger, who wanted the black extermination epidemic, but we're praising this. We even have rap videos of women dancing and twerking outside of abortion clinics. I'll say that on YouTube. But even if this is happening, why are we promoting this in baby mama drama? If you look at any other culture, who coined the term baby mama? Wasn't whites, wasn't Hispanics, it was us. So this is our own undoing, and we need to revamp the culture. And the only way to do this is to just get rid of black culture and assimilate to American culture. But when blacks do this, we're called coons, we're called Uncle Toms. Anytime we want to rise above, it's a crabs in a bucket mentality. We need to drop this like yesteryear. And what Teriak's talking about, he's 1,000% right about this. That's what the problem is. It's the culture. We can survive without it. If we adapt to American culture, what would we lose? That's what I'm saying.
Again, that is not necessarily, that's what's being pushed, but that's not really our culture. But okay.
Okay, tell me what our culture is if that's not our culture.
You're going by what the media, the most evil devil in America, tells you.
No, these are stats, statistics, data, and this is reality.
Did I cut you off when you were talking?
Go ahead, my bad.
And I understand, listen, and I'm not going to say that these things don't happen at all, because unfortunately it does. I'm not going to tell you it does. And there are things that do have to be changed. We have to change certain things in our community in order to deal with anything else outside of that. I understand that completely. I get what you're saying. But to say that that's black culture, there are other cultures that are doing this, but there's always a black face that's got to be put to it. That's
okay.
Not. Come on.
If I tell you,
you know better than.
No, I'm telling you blatant facts. Who coined the term baby mama? Was that any other culture or black culture? Who coined that?
You're talking about one thing. That's one aspect.
No, I can go on. I got 50 I can give you right now off the bat.
Oh God.
Well, I like to hear. I would like to hear.
I want to hear all 50. You can bring out all 50.
Let's do this. Baby mama, baby daddy. We got slang terms that we use in our culture that no other culture does. That is a net negative. Like if we're talking about grippy, when we talk about certain women and sexual dynamics, when we talk about hoe culture, we talk about prostitution culture, when we talk about the word twerking didn't come from Indian culture, but ours, that's not a net positive. And then we talk about subsidies and talking about the first of the month. No other culture talks about the first of the month, but us more than any other culture. There's so many other points I can hit on, especially when it comes to like repo, when it comes to borrowing things, because we can't own anything because somehow we got in our head that we can never own anything, but Hispanics are beating us, Chinese are beating us, but we like to rent to own everything, including rims. No other culture rents rims but us. Like, I can go on. This is a travesty. This is ridiculous.
I disagree with you on that one.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me, can you give me a counterpoint to anything I've told you?
You're stereotyping us black people. There are white people in town, even where I live at, that buy rims and put on their cars, buddy.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I do live in a predominantly black.
You know that.
Black
You guys are
town,
always.
okay?
You see that? Not gonna let me talk. But you guys are always welcome. Thank you so much. You got it.
So do you know what a stereotype is? It's mostly, if you look at a stereotype, it's the same thing as a comedic joke. Whenever a person tells you a joke on stage, the reason why it's funny is because it's based out of some kind of grounding truth. The same thing with stereotypes. If you're talking about a stereotype, stereotypes are derived mostly from some truth claim that's been happening in society or some pattern recognition. That's why stereotypes exist. That's the origin of a stereotype.
And who created those stereotypes? Didn't it come from movies, music, and everything else that we watch as a culture?
Correct. And who gave them the source material for the movie?
Who gave them?
Hold on. For the movies to get an idea,
put it out there.
Who gave them the source material?
Put it out there. That's all I'm asking.
Let's say they have guns. Hold on. But as a hypothetical, let's say they're all guns and guns are bad. Who's supplying the ammunition?
Who's really
Oh
building
shit,
the
this
factories?
is bad, bro.
Who's building the factories? You want to talk about
No, in this hypothetical, a film is what shoots the propaganda out. We are creating the ammunition that they could use, the ideas. Look at Tyrese and Baby Boy. Do you think that
okay,
was a
what
net
ideas
positive for
are they?
Black culture?
What ideas? Who are you talking about creating these ideas though?
Well, I'm giving you an example. Tyrese had a movie called Baby Boy. Do you think anything in that movie was representative of our culture? Where did these representations come from? What culture other than Black culture? Can you tell me?
Yeah, I can tell you.
I'd love to hear. I'm all ears.
Like I said, it's greed. Okay, it's greed. That
That
money,
that doesn't answer the
almighty
question.
dollar, that almighty dollar out there. The
Yeah, but that's a
culture doesn't
universal.
have our culture. Just like okay, you want to talk
I'm
about Black
asking about. Can
culture?
you answer my
Let's talk
question
about.
though?
Why not talk about other cultures? You're
So
so
you're not going
hung
to
up.
answer my question?
I'm gonna answer your question. Baby Boy to me was a farce. It's bullshit. Okay, just
I
like New Jack
agree. I
City
agree. It's
was.
bullshit. Yeah.
Just like New Jack City was. Okay. But it did have some, as they call it, want to call it, social redeeming values. Ha, bullshit. There's
Like
nothing
what?
social. There's nothing social about selling drugs. There's nothing social about going out here portraying yourself as a pimp on the screen and doing those things. But why? They did it for the money. They did it for the money.
But hold on.
Every
Listen.
culture,
Anybody.
every culture runs on money.
But
Period.
listen.
The more you got, the more you're able to put out that bull crap. Okay.
Do you understand that while you're going on this diatribe about everybody having greed, which I'll even agree with you on, everybody has greed. Which culture are they getting pimp culture from? When they had the movie Dolomite, what do they have pimps in white culture like that, having feathers in their hat and all that? That only came from Black culture. We made that. We created that. We gave them the source material for all this. None of this was a net positive. You agree that this is a net negative. You agree that this is greed. But here's the thing that you don't want to go ahead and address. When I give you that, the fact that we supply the source material so that Hollywood could shoot this out of their propagandized gun, i.e. movies, media, and material, you don't want to address this. You want to say that, no, these are just stereotypes or whatever. All this is truth. They got the source material from our culture.
Marte, why do you speak so objectively negative about your own culture, bro? What's going on with you?
Reality is kind of objective in itself.
What happened in your life that you came to this crazy conclusion about your own culture? That's insane.
Here, I've got a question for Claude and just my thoughts. Okay, I didn't catch your name. Just my thoughts, by the way. What is a clear positive of Black culture?
The clear positive of Black culture was making movies like The Women. The positive Black culture was making movies like Bingo Long and the Traveling All Stars. Yes, it was a comedy, it was a movie, but we did have baseball players back then. We did have women that went out there and put themselves out in the forefront of helping this country create so we could have people go up into space. We had a woman out here that created hair care products and all that. But it seems like when we get to the point to where you're tired of hearing about that, you run to the negative stuff that Black people have always done. The Black people that run around with sheets over their heads.
That's not what
500 years
Terry
ago.
asked, though.
No.
You're talking about innovations and things like that. I'm talking about prominent culture, like
Innovation, and
pattern.
I'm like, man, hey, do me a favor. Answer this man's question first, and then I'll get back with you because I want to hear how young people are thinking today. Okay, you're young, he's young. Y'all have the conversation.
So, like, real quick before you go, Marta, I just want to point out, like, I asked the question, like, what are, like, you know, the clear benefits of Black culture? You said, like, Black women helping white men go to the moon and hair care products. Like, in terms of, like, for example, if I was to say, you know, like, European culture, the very language you're speaking.
But see, we're not English, in the European culture, though, buddy. We're not.
You're speaking European language.
America.
You're speaking English.
America. Get that straight. Okay.
No.
And until, like I said, until you become an American citizen, you come over here, you
So
live,
why are
and
you
you see
speaking a
how
European
things
language?
go. Don't even worry
Why are
about
you
us.
speaking a
Don't
European
worry about
language,
us
sir?
here.
Why are you speaking a European language?
What do you mean European language?
You're speaking
Are
English.
you speaking? Oh, what are
English
you
is the
speaking?
thing.
English? Are you speaking English too?
Yeah, a European
Okay.
language. Yes,
Where did you learn from it? Are you saying that Europeans
it's
are more
yes.
superior just because they have a language now?
I'm pointing
What?
to European
Oh,
culture.
hey,
What?
wait a minute now. Wait a
The
minute.
very language you speak.
He trying to hit
So
me with
you
this.
have
Why am I
hair
speaking
care
English?
products
Because in the
and
United
helping
States of
white
America,
dudes,
you're taught to speak English, buddy.
and the very language
You're
you're
taught to
speaking
speak
is
English.
European.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? I'm not European. I will never be European. But I am proud of my father being a Jamaican
You're
man,
speaking a European
Jamaican
language, though.
born and bred, raised in the United States. Okay.
If it
Served
wasn't
his
for European
country,
culture, your country
raised
wouldn't
a
exist.
family, raised a son, and had a beautiful, beautiful life with him. Okay. So
Thanks to European culture.
yeah, yeah, right. European culture, my ass. Go ahead on,
Then
young
why are you
guys.
speaking?
What?
Language is part of
I'm
the
tired of
culture.
talking. I'm tired of talking to a young man that I could have changed his goddamn diapers on. Okay, so let's move ahead. Young
Yep.
people,
Ad
you two
hom
guys
after
at the
ad
bottom,
hom.
go ahead on. Go ahead on, please, please.
Yeah, we need to hear from the 19-year-old lesbian guy up here. Say some more, Terry.
Exactly. So, like I was saying, in terms of like culture, like the very language you're speaking is European culture. Yet when I asked you the question, okay, black culture, if we shouldn't get rid of black culture, why should we keep black culture? What are the benefits? You pointed to there's some black women that worked at NASA, which again, that would be American culture, as NASA is an American company. And then the aspect of hair care products. Whereas versus like the language you're speaking, and then the company that literally put a man on the moon. Do you not see like the difference? And like when Marte's pointing to, it's like, well, you're talking about the rappers and the drug dealers and the hoes and the baby mamas and the baby daddas and all this kind of shit. That's just negative in black culture. It's like, yeah, no shit. That's like basically what black culture is. It's just providing negatives. So like, why not drop that culture and pick up American culture? And like I said, NASA is one of the key reasons why America is the greatest fucking nation this planet has ever seen. The ancient Greeks, when they talked about the gods lived in the stars. Americans dared dream to touch the stars and made that a fucking reality. Think about how fucking great that is. And you don't want to be a part of that. You want to have baby mamas, baby daddas, and pimps and hoes and all this kind of shit.
Chris Reed, I don't think you want me to answer that
You
question, but thank you for the
you
super chat.
made a generalization. Not all black people want baby daddies and baby mamas and things of that nature. You just made a generalization.
No, hold on. You made an
Well,
assumptive
based
claim.
on
I
generalities,
never
though.
said
Yeah.
all black people want that.
Yeah, he didn't say that. You made an
No, I know.
assumptive.
I mean, hypothetically.
That's not even hypothetical.
Right. No, he's saying, hold on. He just said, why do you want to hold on to that culture?
Yeah.
We need to get rid of that culture.
Yep.
But why is that automatically black culture?
Wait, when I asked you,
Black culture.
when I asked you definitively, like these things that are associated with only black culture, because we don't have that in Mexican culture, Asian culture, or these phrases that we coin outside of the culture, and it's only indicative of black culture. I just described that to you and explained it to you.
Hold on. In America, now, hold on. In our real black culture, it was always family orientated. It was it not?
You mean before civil rights, before things got deconstructed?
Yes.
Oh, so you agree? Civil rights was a detriment, right?
I never said I disagree with you, sir.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page. Good, got it.
The worst thing we did in certain, even Martin Luther King said he led us into a burning house. Did he not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You thought I wasn't listening.
I'm glad you are, man. That's good, man.
You thought I was disagreeing with you.
No, I didn't think that. Not at all.
Sure. Be honest, you weren't sure.
No, I listen a lot, man. I can actually steel man what you were just saying right now. So
no, I mean, yeah, I'm saying before I said that, you weren't.
I can repeat what you were talking about beforehand if you'd like a recall of that.
Go ahead.
Lord.
You were beforehand, you were talking about pre-civil rights and saying that the black culture, you were saying that all this is just a stereotype and negative in the culture. And you're saying that there are good things in the culture. And what Teriak was alluding to before then, this is the point that you were talking about beforehand. You were saying, well, no, it's not all bad. Basically, this is what you were implying. But Teriak then said that all the things that I talked about, which were black culture, and let me go ahead and clarify this. I'll get straight to the point. If we eliminate black culture off of the map in America, how would that be bad for blacks? What would be the negative things that would happen? We'd lose barbecues. What would happen?
All people don't.
Why
All
would you
black
want to?
people
If
don't
we
barbecue.
replaced it with American culture, what would be the bad?
We'll lose all barbecues.
Barbecue is actually
black
part of
people
American
don't barbecue.
culture
My
also, but
God.
go ahead.
Well, my question is, if we eliminated black culture off of the map and replaced it with American patriotic culture, what would be the detriment to the black community?
Well, we have to figure that out. Don't we?
No, I'll ask the question again. If we eliminated black culture off of the map and replaced it with American patriotic culture, what would be the bad thing, the negative thing that would happen to black culture?
Okay, what is American patriotic culture then for you as a black man?
As a black man, that would be assimilating to the laws and the rules of our country. And when we talk about the culture, that would be our national flag, our heritage, learning our history, American history, not just black history, but also learning the lay of the land, the laws of the land as well, too.
We've
Well,
done
do
that.
you realize
We've
that
done
the
that already.
Constitution
Many of
was
us have
not
already
written
done
for
that.
the black
No,
man?
no,
So
no.
you gonna go
Yes,
by that
That's
law?
false.
Oh,
That's
How is
false,
that
and I
false?
can prove
Never
that.
mind.
We have
How do you
Like I
not
said,
learn? How do you not know American history?
no, what I'm talking about, because we aren't assimilating to this culture at large. We're not doing that.
So, in other words, you're saying many of us subscribe to the baby daddy and this, that, and the third.
A lot of the negative causes and harms that we talk about, because we're talking about racist culture outside of that, when we're the biggest racists on the blocks, we kill ourselves at higher rates than any other culture. It's more dangerous to go to DC and Chicago at nighttime on a weekend than it isn't a day in Iraq. Why is that? If we replace the culture, we would save black lives. If BLM really did care about Black Lives Mattering, we wouldn't be deleting babies by Planned Parenthood at the tune of like millions a year.
Thank you, King Adams. I appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Do you guys know math? Oh, my five.
Unfortunately, both races.
Is that you guys?
Unfortunately, many races subscribe to Planned Parenthood, but I get what you're saying.
Okay, let me use a banner.
Well,
Let me use a
What's
banner.
the
Looks
name?
like someone, I don't know
We
this
do
one.
have to look inward before we can look outward. I
Hang
get
on,
it.
Claude. Wait, where's my banner? My banner's gone. Hang on backstage. I got you. Hold on.
Hey, what's
Hey.
up, yo? Hey, can you hear me now?
Are you math?
Yeah, I go by. This is stupid 33 in the chat room, but I go by Mass One. I'm a graffiti artist and rapper out of Pittsburgh, but I want to join the conversation. That's all. I'm not a troll.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay.
What it do?
What it
All
do?
right.
What it do?
Don't bomb me. You don't come on camera though?
Show your face, please.
I mean, I will. I mean, like,
So I get my banner up so I can make sure that
hold
you're
on, hold on. Yeah. I mean, hold up. Let me fix my camera
In the
settings.
meantime, you got
My settings are.
powdered? Oh, powdered's on camera. Let me bring. Do you guys know powdered? Or
Yo.
oh, okay, Matt. I got you.
Yeah,
Powder. Can you speak? Are you an actual person? I'm getting kind of nervous.
I'm an actual person.
I got
I've actually been on your panel before. It's been.
I got an
years
ice
ago.
pack on my. I got an ice pack on my
All right,
shoulder.
you guys. I'm gonna move my banner. If you guys are staying on camera, that's fine. If you're not, it's okay too. I'm gonna move my.
All
right, you guys, go for it. Please don't bomb my panel. Don't bomb me.
I'm wondering. I have a question for everybody here. Does anyone here know about the Kalergi plan?
No.
Nobody. All right. Well,
No,
this is
I'm just waiting.
go ahead.
I'm just listening.
All right. Well, there's a plan. Okay. It falls in line. This is a very old plan. It falls in line with the Greater Israel Project plan. All right. If you look up the Kalergi plan, which is real, in in about 5 decades from now, they want everybody looking the same. So there's not going to be any fighting over race like this. So in their words, they can control us a lot easier. So that's what the Kalergi plan is. If you look it up, it's spelled Kalergi.
Yeah, but
Kalergi plan.
this plan wouldn't really make sense at all, and I can explain why it doesn't make sense. You can look at the prison population, for example. You can take whites and split them up in the same population, and they'll diverge into different groups like the Peckerwoods, the Aryan Nationals, and then 5 other subsets. We'll find something to fight about,
No.
regardless if we're the same
No,
race or
that
not.
only no. That only happens on the West Coast prison system. The East Coast prison system does not run off a race at all.
Here's the problem you're going to run into. Who influences the culture, and who are the people that look towards the following the culture? If you look at any other nation, they follow our culture. That's the problem that you're always going to run into. America influences Asian culture. America influences like the Southern Hemisphere's culture as well too. They follow us. We're the big bully on the block whose cultures follow the most by everybody else's. So if we diverge into different cultures and subsets of group, no matter what race we are, and we bicker amongst ourselves, guess what the other countries and nationalities and subgroups are going to do? The same thing.
Sir, we're with all due respect, we're not the big bully on the block anymore.
Well, I'm saying culture-wise. I'm not talking about armaments or military. I'm talking about culture-wise.
Excuse me. I mean, and that could be argued really too. I mean, it really can.
It's tough to argue. It really is. When people look at us as Yanks from the Brits in the UK, and they look at our culture and they look at John Wayne and they revere him and they pattern everything else after Western society, it's crazy to even fight that.
We have Hollywood, so we do export more culture.
Yeah, we also got the propaganda machine from Hollywood, like he was saying. Yeah.
China has their own quote unquote Hollywood. India has Bollywood. I mean, I guess you can say America, yeah, because we have the most, movie studios, and yeah, I guess you're right about that.
Yeah,
We kind of have an American culture.
Do you guys know Gasman? Are you guys familiar with Gasman?
Never heard of
Gasman? I don't think so.
No one's heard of Gasman? Gasman, I don't know. You're gonna have to type in the chat.
I haven't heard of him either.
You don't have to type in the chat. Y'all know I don't do too many panel shows. Gasman, can you type in the chat so I can look at your channel? Go ahead.
But
I was saying
here's what I want to say, man. Is 75% of Americans don't have $2,500 savings. That's by design. You understand? And in poverty breeds violence.
I feel like this is a big pivot from the whole thing that we were talking about. To be honest, you're moving in a different direction. But go ahead.
But people were acting like, in my opinion, a lot of people are acting like it's race. I believe it's classism versus each other. I don't believe it's race versus each other. I believe it's classism.
Agree.
You can't ever eliminate race until race is gone, according to people, because blacks are perpetuating that more than anybody else in society right now. So unless that culture changes, we're not going to be the fuel behind that fire anymore. Mainly, for the most part.
I didn't follow that.
Well,
what I'm saying, though, is if we talk about racism, blacks are perpetuating a large amount of this in the West. So unless we exchange our culture for a different black culture and just stop doing the dumb shit that we do, That's not going to change because we created a double standard in society that's bastardizing this whole racism and accusing whites of being racist when really there's black supremacy movements. Look at the Hebrew Israelites and more than that. It's just insane.
So, but I mean, like, to say you're racist, you really have to hate a person just because of their skin color, and like that means like you have to hate that whole race, and like how many people
Not
are
necessarily.
really, you know, really you don't.
No, not necessarily. You can be racist without having to take the whole pie. You can be racist as far as like I kicked somebody off of the bus and maybe that was the only thing I did just because of their color, but I'm not racist because I like chicken and I like watermelon and everything else. But I hate this one thing about their culture. That's also a subset of racism as well too, with undertones. You can be racist without having to accept the whole racist pie.
Okay, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, then you're not racist, like dude said in the chat, in my opinion.
Nah, you get.
But what Mass is saying should
yeah.
be good news to you because he's saying that it's more that classism's the real thing, not racism, and I tend to agree with him. I almost think we could.
Yeah, I mean, like if you take a guy in a tax bracket who's black, and you take a guy in the same tax bracket who's white, are you gonna are they gonna not probably act equally as each other? Yeah, they probably are. You think they're not going to get along? I highly doubt it. I think they are going to get along. So
that's not
why.
true,
That's
though.
why. That's yeah. I think it is. I think it is.
I can tell you why it's not true.
How you doing, MU? How you doing, MU? Can you hear me?
You're muted.
Can you hear me, MU?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on mute. Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. That's your guess, man?
Yeah, I got a question.
Okay, go ahead, you guys. Go ahead, you guys. Okay, I'm not going to interrupt you guys now. I think I have a full panel, so I can just go on mute. Go ahead, you guys.
I just want to ask dude in the middle of a question. Like, as a black man, what do you have against your people, man?
I don't have anything against the people per se or the black folk in per se. I have a thing against the culture. There's a distinction between the two. You can have a culture and a people. Those are two different things.
But 90% of all culture came from us. And you mentioned earlier about the Europeans. You do know the original Europeans were black, right? The Europeans that came over that colonized those they called America were black. You do know that, right?
You realize that you're pivoting from our original conversation. You're talking about an origin conversation now, right?
But everything
you
came
just did a
from
major
us.
pivot right now.
No, but everything came from us. So what you mean by eliminating black culture?
Hold on. Let's get back to this conversation because now you're going to the origin. You can make a distinction between black folk and a culture. So you're addressing me as far as hating my people. I don't hate my people. I hate the culture. Do you agree that those are two different things?
No, we're one and the same.
Wait, so you're saying that there are blacks that don't grow up in Sweden that don't act black and don't know the culture? You don't think that that's a possibility?
Bro, we act the same everywhere, no matter what content we on.
So you're saying that we're satellites, meaning that if a black person grows up outside of other black people, he's just going to start doing ghetto shit because he just knows?
What are you talking about? White people are more ghetto than us.
No, can you answer the question? If a black person grows up without black people and adopts Indian or Native American or Asian culture, is he going to do black shit because it's one and the same and they can't be separated?
See, there you go. It technically can't. And see, and you bringing up.
No, you're not even answering the question.
No, but you bringing up other cultures and whatnot, which we are them people.
Because you made an absolute claim. You said no matter where black people go, their culture is going to follow them no matter what. That's not true, and I just proved that.
Yes,
I don't believe that either. I believe your environment depicts who you're going to be.
Yeah,
not always. Not always.
Right.
There are outliers. You know.
Right.
So what is
99% of the time, in my opinion?
Gas is saying that that's not possible, which is crazy. It's a ludicrous idea.
See, my name Mass. His name Gas. My name Mass. That's funny. But hey, Matt. Hey, Gas. Nice to meet you. But Yeah, man. I think you're right, Marte. I think you're right.
That's why if you have
About
me grow up in the hills, in the valley around white people, and I speak with better grammar, I enunciate my words properly, and I know how to save money and have good credit, that's not indicative of black culture. But what Mask is saying is that no, it's going to follow you regardless because it's one and the same. That's a fallacy.
Gas was saying that. Gas
This
was
is the
saying that.
land.
Wait, I'm confused. There's a gas, and is it gas or Mask?
Yeah,
It's
mass
gas,
is
and
bottom
I'm
left, gas is bottom right.
yeah.
Fuck, I'm so confused right
Should I separate them? Okay, wait. Let me move gas.
Nah. I'm gonna just change my name right quick. I'm gonna change it in the back so you can just tell
Powder.
us
Do you have
apart.
something you want to add, Powder, Dusty? Powder, I can't hear you. Boo.
Yeah, I was muted. I think that we
Okay,
have American culture. I heard some Teriak and Marte calling for American culture, not black culture, but we have it, right? Everybody watches the same sports. Everybody listens to rap music. Everybody listens. You know, it's just. I don't think that it's really distinct.
So what is the white community? Where is the white community? Or have you ever heard of a white person say, well, the white community in America?
No, white people don't identify as white primarily the way black people do. But
Shit, I
culturally,
doubt that. You do know they are building all white towns as we speak, right?
I did see that. I did see
What
that.
would
But
be
it's,
wrong with that, though?
Wow.
They're
No.
building all Jewish towns mainly, but not really.
Hold on.
They've had neighborhoods for a while.
There would be nothing wrong with
Jewish
that.
town,
Brother Bob, these are
Jewish
not my
people.
opinions.
And hold on, can I speak on this? Jewish people love to like. I'm different. Like I know that the Jews that claim they're Jews are not the real Jews, because if you look in the book of Revelation,
Yeah, they're not.
it says the synagogue is Satan, and who goes to synagogues?
What's Jews got to do with this?
I'm just saying, and it also says in Revelation, those Jews are not the real Jews.
What does this have
Yeah.
to do with what we're talking about?
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is they like to hide behind white people because they come from Khazaria, which is Ukraine, which is European. They took over a whole religion.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
which
So
is
what does everybody else think about the Karmelo
Can I
trial?
interject something real good? Can I interject something? And I know that you kind of lost me. What? I don't know if my brain is tired, but something about Koreans or Corinthians. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But Mass,
Yeah, he's changing the subject. That's what he's doing.
Khazaria. I'm just trying to say is Jewish people get confused, and I noticed this because I grew
We're
up.
not
Hold on,
talking about Jews, bro.
Yeah, we're
I
not
ask you
talking
guys-
about any of
This is
that
the
stuff.
Carmelo
Let me ask you
Anthony
guys a
trial
question. Let me
conversation.
ask you guys a
all right,
question.
well, all right. Carmelo should have cried on the stand, and he didn't do that. So
Okay, speaking about Carmelo, I think that when you guys are talking about black culture, that's relevant because we're talking about Carmelo and we're talking about the race thing. When you guys are talking about things relevant to that, I understand that we kind of got very far from the goalposts. Like I said before, if you take race out of it, I think that everybody would say that Carmelo was guilty and he is where he belongs. But because we can't take race out of it, here we are today.
He wasn't guilty in my book.
Wait, how was he not guilty?
He killed a man.
That was self-defense. But everybody knows
wait.
that.
So-
Everybody
so-
knows if that happened to one, if a white guy would have
Here we
killed
go with the race thing.
on the
So
lot,
if you kill a man,
yeah,
So
and
hold
every-
on.
for it.
Let's
it was very racial.
let me address this. So, have you ever got shoved in the supermarket or in any line in the subway system or shoved anywhere? Has that ever happened to you?
What does shove has to do with it?
Because he got pushed. If you got shoved and your response was to stab somebody, do you think that that's an appropriate response?
So
What's
obviously,
this
you
show got to do with
obviously
it?
you ain't read the statements by the witnesses or whatnot. They also said he didn't stab him.
Wait,
They
what?
say he failed.
What?
Yeah,
Are you okay?
Wait, what the? What are
He
we
said
talking about
that he
here?
did it, and
Uh-oh.
the people that went to the
Candy
same school,
slop
the people that
theories.
went to the same school, even white girls even said it, that them boys have a history of violence.
Wait, Carmelo was banned from going on campus because he had a weapons charge. He wasn't even supposed to be there that day. What are you talking about?
Wow.
Yes, sir. You
Okay.
cannot bring a weapon on school grounds, sir.
Yeah, he was
I
banned
believe
That
from
I done that.
campus. He wasn't even supposed to be there, and you're talking about
that
violence on the other
that
end. That's
knife was
crazy.
legal. It was against school policy, but it was legal.
It was legal, but it was against school policy, and he was banned that day from coming
Right.
in
It
there.
was
So,
legal.
do you think that shoving somebody or pushing somebody deserves a stab or a life-ending injury?
Here's what I think. I think that
You seen the size
you
of
know
them
you know
boys
what
and the
Hey,
size of
no,
Carmelo?
I don't agree with it because that's why
That's
Chud the Builder.
irrelevant.
That's why Chud the
That
Builder
is
gonna
not
get burnt.
irrelevant.
That's why
No,
Chud the
that's
Builder's
not
gonna
If I
get
get
irrelevant.
burnt.
shoved by a 100-pound woman or a 200-pound guy, it's a shove.
Hey,
That's not lethal force.
same situation,
Why it's not?
different people. Chud's gonna get burnt just like Carmelo.
Wait, hold on. You're changing the subject constantly. Are you going to do this throughout the whole conversation? I'm just curious.
yeah, stay on subject, you guys. I don't do conspiracies and stuff like that, you guys. I think that good morning, Regis. I think that it's hard for me to listen. I mean, I can listen, but when you're saying that Carmelo didn't do what he did, Carmelo admitted to it. When the police said that it was alleged, Carmelo said it's not alleged, although it was alleged because he had to be proven in court. I think people get that word wrong. But Carmelo said I
That
did it.
part.
So why come and say that he didn't? There's so many other things you can argue, but not that. You can't argue that. I like to hear, and I'm not putting anybody down, but I really like. There's so many other things. If we can't even agree on that, we're not going to get
No,
anywhere.
hey, misunderstood. Did you hear about the new evidence that we found out about today that came out about the gentlemanly agreement with the
Yes, I
DA
spoke
and
about that at the
Carmelo?
beginning of the panel. Oh, I spoke about that, and had their gentleman agreement not have been there, I believe that Carmelo Anthony would have gotten more than 35 years.
You think he would have got more?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because he said he was allegedly texting his girlfriend saying he about to do something to somebody. Yeah,
That may not have been relevant, but the fact that he spoke about the
I'll be
licking the
back
blood
in
off
you.
the
I got a
blade.
phone call.
Oh, okay. I don't know who's speaking, but okay.
The gas man.
Oh, okay. Bye, Gas. Yes, I think he would have gotten more time. I think he should be grateful that he got the 35 years when he was facing max of 99. Yeah.
Yeah. In my opinion, I think a cool 30 would have been cool.
I think you got too much time.
Okay,
I think
I don't disagree
30.
with you guys on that, but I do think that it's risky because he could have gotten 99. Am I for sentencing people? No, I don't have an opinion about it. I have an opinion, but at the end of the day, it was a risk because he was facing a lot more time, you guys, and he's in Texas.
Yeah. High school. Remember being in high school? Fights happen and they escalate quickly. When I was freshman or so, anyways, when I was in high school, we had almost exactly the same thing happen in the school parking lot. Kid got punched, stabbed in the neck with a punch knife, and died. And the guy who killed him got, I think, 12 years. As a comparison, I don't think it was. I don't. From what I can see, it seems like probably a situation like that escalated and got out of hand quickly. I don't think anybody was actually trying to do these, to have it.
I agree. I could agree with that.
So,
I actually disagree.
Wait a minute, but what about when they said that he was talking about it before that, and he wanted to take? Wait a second,
I hadn't heard that. This is the first I've heard of that. If that's the case, then
No, I had to look back because I wasn't sure when it was first
He
brought
was
into my chat. But when
he
I
was
fact
texting
checked
before about this.
yeah, so that's that. Like I said, he probably would have gotten more time because of those.
There's
statements
also
he made.
not only was he texting about this, but he said I'll be back or hold on for a second, and then he went. So it's like it's not premeditation, but you know exactly what you're doing. If you're gonna leave, grab a knife and then come back out of a bag. It would have been different, and I would have agreed with Dusty if he had the knife already on him and all this. But to stop, change your mind, turn around, grab something from the back, and then constantly, and then turn direction over to Austin Metcalf and then do it again. That's too much thinking involved in this. So that's why I
You
stick
don't
with
have
the
to
30
turn all
years.
the way around to reach in a backpack.
Well, it's still a lot more moves than if you just had it on you. So I'd still
Hey,
stick with the 30.
30 years is 35 years is long, but hey, when he makes it out, he's gonna be 55. That ain't you. That's
His
not
life
too
will be
old.
over. You don't get to live in prison
I mean-
from 17 to however.
Prison preserves a lot of people, believe it or not.
It preserves they stay the mental age they went in at. He'll come out of
Not
17-year-old kid.
always. I mean, not always.
And then here's the other problem with him going to prison. He was what gang was Karmelo repping, fake repping? They're not going to take too kindly to people who aren't really in those gangs. And I've already did a podcast covering this. The people who are a part of that real gang are already going to be waiting till he gets in there. If they ever get a chance to put hands on him, they're ready for this because they don't play around people who front and fake like they're part of that gang. It's crazy.
He was repping sex, money, murder, bloods.
Yeah, those people are already talking about it, and they don't like that already.
Is it possible that his defense team said he was just repping it and he's not really part of it?
He had a gun in his hand and was throwing up the sign, and then he was talking about this on social media. He was faking it.
But that's what I'm saying. Is it possible he was not faking it, but the defense said he was? Because you're not gonna that being a gang affiliation is not going to help you at sentencing.
It's not going to help him at sentencing. What I'm talking about is when he gets in, he's going to get tuned up pretty bad because they don't like people who are fakes.
He already said he was getting harassed, and he's morning, he already said that.
It's a very high profile case. Yeah, he'll be in solitary for a long time.
Well, Dusty is right about one thing. The reason why he has to go in solitary is because even though the family stripped a lot of money off his book, he's going to have more money on his books. So he's going to be somebody's pay pig or somebody's you're my banking system. He's going to be looked at as a walking ATM. And when that runs out, it's going to be a real dangerous time for him.
Yeah. His case is very well known, so he's a walking target.
Yeah. He's going to be a walking target because of that. And the gang thing plus the money, it's not looking real good for him.
I think that it's pretty sad. And I'm not going to talk about the liberals today or anything like that. But I think it's pretty sad that people are making. I mean, we see this with the Luigi Mangione case. We see this in a lot of cases where they're trying to make it okay to commit these crimes. If you didn't like someone, if you're shoved, you don't get to use lethal force. And the reality is, once the court cases are over and they're behind bars, Karmelo has to deal with the consequences. Okay, and people hyped him up. I believe he got really confident that he was going to get away with it because they said he broke down and cried after he was sentenced. And I don't see. Could he have gotten less time? Yes, but he didn't. So I don't even argue points like that. Karmelo made a bad choice.
I think he if he would have went on the stand and cried, he'd have got less time.
When it comes
I
to
don't agree with that.
I was surprised that he didn't take the stand. I thought he got bad counsel, and then I found out about the gentleman's
That's what I mean. He really couldn't take the stand. Like, he was in a catch. Yeah, he was in a catch-22. He really couldn't take it. You know what I mean? Because of that agreement.
The reason why I'm sticking with the 30 years and why it has to be harsh, like not 10 years or whatever, it has to be 30 years is because you need to have a deterrent out there so people don't do this again. If you make a sentence too light, you make less of a deterrent for other people to have altercations and do this again. It's the same thing if you have an ex-girlfriend that beats on you all the time, because you're not fighting back and you're not defending yourself, you're literally giving that person permission, which then sends a signal to say that, okay, this is what we're accepting in society now. It's the same thing with Karmelo. We have to create strong deterrents by saying, hey, this is bad. Nobody else wants to serve 30 either. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. Because, yo, no lie, my girlfriend, I was with her for like 8 years. She used to beat me up. I'd run out the crib. I'd go to my I would go to my homeboy's house, stay over the night until she's like, I'm so sorry, baby. Because, like, I was like 30 years old, and I was like, yo, I ain't trying to lose my gun rights. I grew up. I was 30 years old. I'm lit. But I was like, yo, if I put my hands on a woman, yo, even though she's punching me in the head, I'm gonna lose my gun rights forever. That's more work value to me than ever slapping this hoe back.
That was a long tangent that could have been way shorter, like maybe one sentence. But back to this, we need to have real good deterrent.
Because I'm smoking on that go good.
Okay. I got a monetized channel, but you go ahead, you guys.
I'm just filing paperwork to
Good
get
morning,
mine back.
Leslie. Good morning, my friend.
Well, MU, I gotta get off of here. I'm gonna just listen and catch up on the Little League World Series and see how the kids.
Mr. Crothers, let me turn you up. You're a little low. I do appreciate you for coming up. You do bring a lot of history. We have very different points of views, but I can respect the fact that you stand strong in your beliefs and you articulate them. I respect it.
Well, I'm always going to stand strong in my beliefs because, like I said, I was there. I did it. These young guys, they don't.
What are you talking about? You were there with Karmelo? What are you talking about?
I was during the '60s there. Let's not.
Oh,
forget
okay. I'm sorry.
So you just got the turbulent '60s. I was born in 1950. From 50 up until 60, there were still problems that we had. Okay, and like I said, at 5 years old, I was at Emmett Till's funeral. A lot of these young men on here never heard of Emmett Till or never bothered to look at the case of Emmett Till. You see what I'm saying? So that's
you don't know that.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Hey, man, I'm a white boy. I know about that shit.
I know about Emmett Till too. Who doesn't know about Emmett Till?
What's going on with Northern Wells? What's going on with Northern Wells is like an Emmett Till case.
Gentlemen. Let's take it this way, gentlemen. Was that young man not murdered by white men? Yes or no?
I can agree to that.
He was.
Do you think it was a case of racial prejudice or
for sure?
Yeah, of course, that's happened. Sure. Well, we can all agree on that. But
I rest my case. That's all I'm saying.
I don't really think you were making a point here, but you were just kind of talking about your past and history leaving. But yeah.
Well, see,
he's just trying to tell us that he knew Abraham Lincoln and shit.
Well, yeah, I probably, you know what? Oh boy, I could get really nasty on here, but you know what? I'm gonna leave that alone too, because with a statement like that, you're very ignorant.
Hey man, I'm sorry. Hey, Grandpa, I'm sorry. I'm just smoked out. I'm sorry.
Hope and wish that you become my age and you can sit back and look at all the stupid shit that you've done.
All right, man. I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry.
Hell, don't be sitting up here trying to downgrade me because you think you're so young, you got it all. Okay?
Grandpa's an upgrade.
You can lose it in a blink of an eye. Just remember that. I've seen young people that were brilliant and all of a sudden they lost their damn mind. You son of a bitch talking about smoking kush. That ain't nothing. That kush could ruin your damn brain cells. If you were so damn smart, you would look at the ingredients that they make with that kush. So don't try to hand me bullshit.
That's that grandpa wisdom.
Damn, he's cooking you, bro. Grandpa's cooking you, bro.
Yeah, no, it
Wisdom.
ain't. No, it's just common
Sir,
sense.
I'm sorry. I ate all the marijuana gummies. I'm sorry. I apologize sincerely.
No, yeah,
Okay,
no, don't
okay.
worry
Don't
about it.
talk about
I
what you're
don't give
doing.
a damn if you eat a truckload of them.
I want to
I
get
don't
age
give a damn.
restricted. So
That's
shut
your
up.
life, okay?
Damn.
But you're not gonna downgrade me with my life. You're not gonna downplay my life story. You're not gonna downgrade me because I was locked up trying to get your ass a decent place to be able to go and live, to be able to have women get out of here and do what they want to do and not be socialized by you men that believe that women should be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen.
Hmm.
Who
Preach on.
said that?
That was mostly a trope.
Yeah.
That's just a trope.
She can have shoes.
Go ahead on, fellas. Go ahead on.
Like, you do
She can
realize that
have.
like women have owned property
Go ahead on,
in
fellas.
like before feminism came around.
You make a lot of sense to me. You do. You really do. And
As long as you don't burn my
that's
wings,
why we
boy.
have all these conspiracy theories. Boy, did you call me boy?
Oh, don't. Why did you have to go
Did
there?
you
Oh
call me
Oh
boy?
my God.
Oh,
Yeah, you're about to
Lord.
get cooked again,
Matt,
bro.
who said that? Mass, what is wrong
Why
with
did you
you?
call me a boy? Why do I
Mass.
have to be a boy? You talk
Oh,
about
I
me
didn't
being
say.
old. Now
I
I'm a
just said it
boy.
in general.
Now I'm a
Mass,
boy.
Mass, chill.
I wasn't talking to you, man.
Well,
he was
excuse me,
talking
sir.
to
If
you,
you're
man.
talking to me, please specify who you're talking to, because I was the only one up here talking.
What the hell happened to Claude?
Who's talking to me?
No, someone said as long she can wear shoes, and I said as long as she don't burn them wings, boy. That's all I said. All right, my
Oh,
bad.
he was talking to Powdered Dusty, I think.
Mass, I can't believe you called me boy. That was so rude.
Yeah. What's good, brother? So, whew. So I think I'm not trying to speak for anybody, but just my thoughts is saying that he's witnessed a lot of things with Emmett Till. May that precious boy rest in peace. That shouldn't have happened. I'm talking about Emmett Till. He
Right, I saw a lot of
that
history.
was
Martin Luther King assassinated, Malcolm X, John F. Kennedy, all those things. I was there. The crashing of the planes in the tower, I was there. Still here. Okay? I watched my people suffer at the hands of people hanging them,
I have a
burning down their towns, like in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay?
So I have a question. So if you were, and I'm not degrading you. I'm actually just, I appreciate your historical narrative here. But what about the 60 million baby deletions and deaths and the high crime rate and blacks killing blacks in Chicago? You're there right now, per se. What are we doing to stop that or help lower ourselves killing ourselves at the highest crime rates?
Well, when you come up with an idea about it, then I'll listen. But you haven't given me an idea. You're just
I'm
talking
not.
about the bull.
I'm not
You're
asking
talking
you.
about it, and you're not coming up with any ideas.
I do have an idea. You haven't asked me for an idea. I'm asking you.
Okay. What's your idea, young man? What's your idea?
I'm running for office next year. So
Oh,
when I
you're
run
gonna
for office,
legislate?
I'm going to change legislature and I'm going to start a change to help out. So I'm actually actively getting into politics next year. So yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good for
Well,
you.
I'll be watching.
Boy, next
I'll be
year.
watching.
So when you ask me if I have a solution, I don't want to be a sideline quarterback. I want to get in politics because these people are changing laws that are actually hurting our system and our culture. So in order for me to stop this, I have to get involved.
Well, what
Yeah,
culture
vote
are
for
you talking
Marte.
about? What culture are you talking about? Let me get it straight. What culture are you talking about?
American culture as a whole, but black culture as well.
Okay, now
He's for the people.
Yeah, I'm America first, believe it or not. Yeah.
For the people, by the people, and of the people. And we weren't even written into the goddamn Constitution. Thank you, guys. That goes to show you
Thank God for
how
amendments.
you haven't really studied your American history.
Especially
Do
the
you believe
19th
in
Amendment.
changing
We
the
love that one.
Constitution? Do you believe in
I've
changing that
studied enough to know that
Constitution?
Tulsa happened.
We
You
love the
believe the
19th
Constitution
Amendment
is
here.
outdated?
We love it. The
Is the
19th.
Have you
Constitution
read
outdated?
Black's Law
We need
Dictionary?
to repeal the 19th, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
what?
Like
Black
that,
What are
Dictionary, I got two
you,
copies of it.
leprechaun, Elliot Page looking lesbian? What are you talking
we
about?
have retards voting in the election. This is literally like what is causing this downfall.
Wait a minute,
You
sir.
have
Don't you
politicians
say
pandering to
we nothing,
retards.
because your Irish ass ain't voting in our system. Shut the fuck up.
I want this. This is what I'm saying. Like I support the one world government only so I can become the dictator of the world and implement this.
Right,
We
brother
need
They're
Long.
never going to
we
elect a
need
trans
competency
lesbian.
tests and skin in the game.
Are you
If you
dressed
don't
for the
have
job
skin
that
in
you
the
want?
game or competency, you're not voting.
Your skin is too pasty. Get out of here, boy.
That's what I'm saying, man. Pasty lives matter.
Damn, now you got called boy too.
I think
Yeah,
we
but to
had
be
a
fair, I do
civil
look like a boy.
conversation overall. I think it was a healthy exchange. I think we had a very diverse panel, and Mass was a little out there, but for the most part, I think you guys are pretty spot on. I am pleasantly surprised.
I'm so proud of you, Misunderstood, for having Elliot Page up here. You're definitely diverse.
Yeah, definitely.
The lesbian
I just want to point
trans.
out, MU, as soon as TC left the panel and the men joined the panel, it was rational conversation. I just want to point that out. I just want to
Oh,
point that out.
there you go, talking
Misogynist,
about a
you.
woman again. You
You
little
misogynist.
man. Don't start talking about a woman again, okay? God damn. You called
I
her a
thought she
girl,
was a
which really
girl.
pissed me off. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? You live
He
over in
thinks she's a
goddamn
girl.
country,
That's
And you
black.
know what?
then
And
you
you
want to
know
bring
what?
up
I
then you
do it
want to bring
again.
up the
I will
comment
do it
about her
again.
being a girl, which is a racial comment that was done to black people in this country
How is
long
that?
before
How
you
is
were
that?
born.
Wait.
What?
Okay?
Did you just steal a word and just say that that's a black word now? What the fuck? She has the
No, I didn't
mentality
say it
of
was
a
a black
girl.
word.
She's
I
not a
said it was
woman.
a word that was used to downgrade blacks, calling black grown people boys and girls by the people
Bro,
that enslaved them,
bro.
that
I've not
had them
ever
on
heard
the
girls
farm
What?
working,
before.
So
taking
when
their
you go
cotton.
on the
Boy,
weekend,
young
when you
man,
go
don't
one
you
sec,
start going, boy. If you
when you
don't know
go on the
your
weekend,
history,
do you hang
don't
with your
even try to
boys?
talk about running for
I just
politics,
said we had
okay?
a healthy conversation,
You,
and now
yeah,
here we
you
go.
messed up.
Just call him a leprechaun. That'll get him.
You can't hang around with your boys.
Shut up, you leprechaun.
I just got through
Exactly. I
complimenting you
rest
guys.
my
So
case.
I will definitely
Now, oh
watch.
yeah, I know why. I know why now because of the rainbow behind him, the Lucky Charms, and all that good things. Yeah, he does remind me of the
That's the
leprechaun.
Skittles
Okay.
rainbow and the
Hell yeah.
alcohol.
Hell yeah, brother. That pot of gold.
Yeah.
Taste the rainbow.
You do sound like Uncle Ruckus, just so you know. I don't know if you know who that is.
I'm still gonna say that was a healthy exchange.
You're doubling
okay.
down on the jinx.
Tell him, girl.
Yeah.
Tell him, girl.
Mr. Brothers is gonna turn me up tomorrow, but I think that
I'm not turning you up. I'm not turning you up, MU. I'm turning up the idiots that you have up on your panel, like that one sitting up there with the rainbow behind him that doesn't
you
even
don't like
live in
Teriyaki.
America
He's in
and
his
can come over
fifis.
here and talk
You
about
want to hug it
America.
out? Let's
Shit.
hug it out. Just my thoughts. Let's hug it out. Come on. Give me a hug.
No, I don't
I like that.
hug. I
Teriyaki,
don't
I'll
hug.
hug
I'm not a
you.
huggy person.
Teriyaki,
I'm not a
I give
huggy
you a
type
hug.
person.
Do you know what I think it is? I think he's
I've
just
seen
jealous
too
of my
many.
suit.
I've
I
seen
rock
too
a
many
good
people get
3-piece.
hugged and stabbed in the back. No, sir, young man. No, thank you.
Oh, you're accusing
What
the
are you
leprechaun
talking
of being
about?
violent. That's crazy.
No, I'm not accusing
Ah,
them. I
damn.
just said I've seen too many people get stabbed in the back. Now, did
Have
I
you
say
ever
the
seen a
leprechaun did
leprechaun
it?
stab somebody in the back? I
Did
don't
I
think
ever?
leprechauns are harmful.
Have you not seen that movie?
Well, look, that's because you live in a
Oh,
fantasy
well, hold
world.
on. Never
You
mind.
grew
You're
up.
right.
You
There
grew
was
up.
that
You grew up.
leprechaun.
You
Yeah.
grew up in a fantasy world,
We're
also.
peaceful, noble people.
Man, good God, you
This
young
is a
people.
good leprechaun.
Well,
Yep.
if he's good, then I don't have to worry about him, right? If
Cool.
he's
Then
good,
hug
I don't
him.
Exactly.
be right because he's so far away. That's why I don't worry about him.
Hey, it's Mass. Thanks,
I don't worry
Misunderstood, and
about him.
everybody. I'm gonna go watch Leprechaun in the Hood later, y'all.
Oh, that
Who's
was a
that?
terrible
Who's that
movie.
speaking to me?
That was terrible. That was terrible.
That was a terrible movie. Oh, I see. Oh, look at that.
Oh, by
That's
Mass.
true.
I'm sorry, I can't tell
Right
who's speaking.
below. Wow, that's funny.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
forgot my earring. Y'all got me.
What did I see in that movie?
The
I think it
leprechaun's a
was.
black man.
Not in the hood.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
not. He's still a
The
leprechaun.
black leprechaun. I like it.
No, he spoke black. He wasn't black.
The crime rate just improved a whole lot because there's a black leprechaun on the panel. So the credit went down too.
Mm.
You know what I like about young people
Good luck
speaking
in your
with
endeavors in
older.
becoming a politician.
One
I
thing
like
I
to see how
like
you're going to
about a
bullshit
diverse
people
panel
to
and
get
younger
their
people
vote.
speaking.
Get their
Oh, look
vote.
at Jungle.
And I definitely be listening.
Jungle.
Uncle Claude, I will see you later on the
Look
flip
at
flop
Jungle.
on the
Y'all
other
gonna be
side.
mad at Jungle. Wait, how do I
All
highlight
right.
that?
Yeah. And I'm not, like I said, I don't live my life. You guys got
I don't
yours
know how to
yet to
make him
live. And I
big.
hope you take care of the planet long
can't remember.
before you
I must be
self-destruct
tired. I
yourself.
can't-
With that, good night, MU. Great to be
Good night,
up
just
here
my
with you.
thoughts. Good night, just my thoughts.
Good night, Mr. Crothers.
Look
Well, good
how
morning.
dark Jungle made me. Mr. Crothers, I'm sorry. What happened to Jungle? Listen, you guys. What I was gonna say with Mr. Crothers up here. What's good, New Era? Hope all is well. How are you? I don't mind it. I think that younger people aren't afraid to go against the norm, call things out. I don't think they care how old a person is. They're gonna speak their mind. I really like young energy, but I have kids, so I love young energy, and I don't put people down for their age. Mr. Crothers come with history, but I think that telling Marte, I hate to butcher your name, Marte, that he didn't know about Emmett Till. I don't know. He just
Yeah, that
gave
was
you guys
crazy.
his background with his family. Look at Jungle. He gave you guys his background. I don't think you can underestimate people. And if somebody's not from this country, I don't think saying that a person isn't from this country is enough, because that's like telling somebody that they have to go through something or they have to be somewhere to speak on a certain topic. And a lot of people have opinions about the United States. What are you talking about? We're and other people. That's ridiculous to me. And it doesn't really go raise my kids. Who are you talking to? I don't have any mods in the chat. Are you okay, lady? I just think that people say stuff like that respectfully when they can't argue their point and they can't articulate their point. All right. You don't have to go through something to be able to speak on a subject. You guys talk about abortion all the time. Did you guys have abortions? Men speak about women's issues all the time. Are you guys women? So I don't think that we could really say that. Stop taking other people's brandy. I don't mind my own chat. That's the only reason I'm letting you live.
See, I can't do that because I'm on the panel, right?
And Claude, I think Jungle.
Because how can I do it
Claude,
when I'm on the panel? So I can't do anything, can I?
I don't have any mods in the chat, so she can live. I have
It's
to let
just
her go.
extra engagement.
I don't mind my chat. I don't give a damn really what you're talking about. I don't need to raise my kids, okay? How about that? Maybe I'm one of those baby mamas that don't raise their
They're
own
free
kids.
range.
Maybe I have
Teriyak's also a
wild
baby mama.
kids.
Just so you know.
Or maybe I'm that stereotypical woman that Marte was talking about as far as Black women go. Whatever you think.
Teriyak's also a baby mama. It's okay. He understands.
Zero knows.
All right.
Zero's in my chat. Zero, no, I don't get offended very easily, you guys. I don't get offended very easily. You guys can say a lot of things. I don't get offended if you call me a girl. I don't. Is calling a Black woman girl racist?
I've
Is that
never
racist
heard
to you
that
guys?
used as a racial.
Yeah, me neither.
I think
it
he
was
just
considered
took
racist.
extra turf with that. Like he took extra turf, said he'd seen the Black Wall Street burn down, which I don't think he did.
I doubt
Zero
that too.
knows. It takes a lot to offend me. As long as you don't get my channel demonetized, I'll let you have it out. And if you guys are going back and forth, don't ask MU to jump in the middle. I'm gonna watch the show. I'm not gonna get in the middle. I thoroughly enjoyed that exchange. I'm already a fan of I like teriyaki, you guys, and teriyaki came with friends, and I was tickled. I'm sorry, Claude. You're my homie, but
No, I'm fine.
But Claude, you got mad. You got big mad.
Yeah, it did. Because when I asked the question, I expected a yes or no answer. I didn't get that. But it is what it is.
Let me say this. So
I get a little
when do you guys go
rambunctious.
live? I know when Claude goes live, but when do you guys go live? When do you or do an upload? What's your schedule?
The rest of us, I typically stream at
Where are
night.
you guys? And they're in my clouds. I can't. You guys see me messaging. A lot of people don't drop in my chat, and they're like telling me their points. Thank you for the cash apps and the super chats. They're telling me their points. I couldn't get to them all, but mostly the comments I got was, "Where are you guys, and where did you come from?" That was the majority of my cash apps tonight. So, can you guys tell us about your channels while you're here?
So I'm Teriak. I'm a leprechaun. Usually when I go live, I usually do like weekly, so like 5 streams a week. And I usually go live around midnight Eastern American time.
My channel's the Powder Dusty. I actually have been on your panel, MU, before a long time ago when I was under Flow State. But
oh, gotcha. Okay.
I typically stream at night about. I try to start a little earlier than that, 9 or 10 Central Time. I thought I had something else to say, but I lost it. Anyways.
So the Powder Dusty, if I look you up like that, I try to yeah, I enjoyed you guys. I didn't get to curse anybody out tonight. That's interesting.
Marte, tell me a little bit more about this political movement you're going to be doing next year. It's the first I heard of that, sir.
Not really a political movement as much as it is. I'm in the process of becoming a precinct committeeman right now, and then looking at city council, and then moving up after that. So I think that in order for us to, I mean, we could sit around and complain about the Karmelo Anthony case all we want to in politics, but the problem with this is people do a lot of complaining and they don't walk. They don't walk the walk that they need to, because a lot of people, they have families, and because of what happened to Charlie Kirk, they're afraid of getting shot. Well, I don't have those fears anymore, because the fear of America being overridden by illegals coming into office, Muslims, and this Israeli occupation, I have more fear of that happening and warping our culture in 40 years from now, a different culture than we want for our children, than getting shot. That far outweighs me getting shot any day. So I want to get in, change legislation, and be a force for good. And I know I probably didn't tell you more about it, but that's just the gist of it.
Fair. I like it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, the culture, like, I know we're talking about the whole case and what happened with Black culture and all that stuff. But in order to change that, people can look at me and be like, well, there's a Black man that's got a good credit score, not, doing crime or doing any of that stuff. But unless I get into a position where people can see this and they can say, well, it's possible, we're not really doing anything unless we have a demonstration we could show people, like, hey, you don't have to go to prison. You don't have to choose sports. You don't have to do this. You can become involved in, like, the other guy was saying before he left, he was talking about Tulsa burning and all this other stuff. That's great to be a witness to all that. But it's another thing from going to marching and picketing and protesting, all that, to getting involved. And this is the right way to protest, getting in politics and getting in these illegal people's way with legislation and changing laws. So that way we can keep our American culture intact. That's all I want to do.
I think that
the one thing that I will agree. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't cut you off.
It's okay, Claude. Go ahead.
No.
I was trying to toggle them, you guys, but StreamYard is not my friend tonight. It's actually been glitching a lot. But look up their channels by their names, or one of my mods can try to drop their links again. They did drop it once, but I'm having trouble with my StreamYard already. Go ahead, Claude.
It's the leprechaun's
But I see you guys. They're asking me for their channels on my.
The leprechaun messes up
Instagram.
StreamYards all the time. It's okay. It's not your fault.
Yeah, I don't know what is wrong with it.
It's the thunderstorm.
The one thing that I will agree with, we definitely have to make a change in our community. There's no question about it. It has to start inward. We have to do the work inward before we can do the words outward.
I would actually disagree with that.
How?
The reason why you can do this is because if you look,
I missed it. What does he disagree with? What? Okay,
No,
I
never
was
I'm
mind.
saying
saying
that you
that
need
we
to make
need
an
to do
inward
work
change before you make
inward
an outward change.
before we can do any work out. But he disagrees.
Which I think is self-apparent, right? You don't do a thing until you think about doing the thing.
Go ahead, Marte.
Well,
What do you disagree with?
we have a state in America right now that has changed. I think it's Wyoming or Wisconsin that changed the marital process to where they have the custody. I think it's I'm off base here, but I got to do my research on this. To where they've changed it to where divorce rates have lowered because of how they have the outcomes of custody laws in all this. Like the no fault, I think that maybe that's what was rid of. Somebody in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but what that did was it lowered black divorce a whole lot and kept fathers in the home. A lot of fathers were getting kicked out just because he breathed wrong or because he got boring or tired. Things like this. Irreconcilable differences, the number one thing that's causing divorces. And in our community, we
Because
lead
that's the
in
easiest thing to put. That's what you
it
put when you
is.
get divorced. There's no
I mean,
reason to
you're
put
talking
anything
to a
else.
guy. I was
It
married
is.
for 23 years, so I get what
Right.
you're saying. There's a lot that could be done to improve as far as marriages are concerned, as far as the nuclear family is concerned, and that has been a huge drawback. I get what you're saying.
So I think that
I mean,
if we can eliminate these scapegoats that people use that are incentivized to break these contracts, because once somebody breaks the contract, this is overwhelmingly not just the black community as well. This is white communities and everybody else. You're incentivized to break this contract to where the other person is profiting off of that and be doing well. Men get into
you're not
marriages and
incentivized to.
they get broke. But women get into marriages and they get out of poverty. So I think that this is a lopsided contract, but laws need to change. And I think that that's
You're
one thing
using a
that can change our
stereotype.
community.
You're using a stereotype. That's not the way most of it works.
Stereotypes come from nuggets of truth,
People are
and
not better off financially after divorce. They're not incentivized, and I can't
they are
imagine
incentivized. They are
I can't
incentivized through divorce proceedings. Yes, they
No,
are.
they're not. I've been divorced. How are they incentivized? They're not. You lose
Oh,
tax
so
rights.
you're going to use an anecdote. Your dusty anecdote is going to
What
just
I'm
be
saying
the
is I
overwhelming
understand
consensus.
it, and since I've been married and divorced, I think I understand it better than a gay man who's never done either of them, right?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, gay people, but Jeff Bezos' wife is one of the most richest wives in the
Jeff
world. But what are you talking
Bezos,
about
right?
again?
Yeah,
What
okay.
are you talking about? Who's not
that's a good
incentivized?
example. That's the norm. Jeff Bezos' wife is the norm for divorce court.
So, okay, so she's incentivized to break this contract, and men are leaving
She was
in mass.
incentivized to enter the contract. That's where she made the money. She entered the contract. Whether she stayed with him or
She
divorced
didn't.
him, she was rich once she married him.
She's incentivized to break the contract. Of course, I can agree
By
that she's
what?
incentivized to get the contract,
What
but
is
they're
the
incentivized to
incentive?
break a contract.
What is the incentive that she's offered?
When she leaves, she becomes one of the richest women in the world solo to do whatever she wants, not bound
Became
by a
one of the
ball and chain
richest women
husband
in the world
anymore.
when she married him. That happened when she married him.
Right. But she's incentivized to leave with the money, more
She's
freedom, not being
though.
bound down. Hold on. Ball and chain no longer in tow when she's a millionaire now, unlike being married. It's different. She's incentivized to be solo and rich instead of married and rich.
No, she's not incentivized to be solo at all. She made the money when
How?
she married. She made the money when she married him. When she got divorced, she lost the money.
That has no bearing on the incentivization.
She lost half the money.
That has no bearing. That's her activities out of that. That doesn't mean that she's not incentivized post-divorce. If she loses money because of a charity, I know that she lost a lot of money because she donated this.
She lost it if they split it right in half, assuming they did. She's now got half of the assets at her disposal.
And more freedom. So she's incentivized to have the freedom and assets.
What I'm hearing you say is that you think that marriage sounds like a raw deal because you lose freedom. That's not what I'm saying. Problem.
It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying
it sounds
is
like you're prioritizing freedom over partnership.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Not at all. What I'm saying is you can't name another contract. Matter of fact, a gym membership contract and a phone contract is easier to break than a marriage contract. Or actually, that's easier to break than a cell phone contract. The problem with this is you can't name another contract where the other person's incentivized to leave as much as marriage.
I'm saying that this is not one where people are incentivized to leave. You're saying they're incentivized by the freedom. And I'm saying, okay, well, you prioritize freedom over partnership.
That's not what I'm saying. They're incentivized because a lot of women enter marriages not with a house. They're owning more houses now, so that's turning over the other direction. But when women leave, they get half the house. Can you name a populace that gets alimony more than women do, other than men not getting
Alimony
met?
happens in like 10% of divorces.
Okay, who gets the monopoly of alimony, men or women?
Whoever is the one that is not making the money, they're the one that gets the alimony.
Great. Can I get an answer?
The
Who
law
gets
is
the
written so that
monopoly
it
of
goes
this?
either way.
Which
It goes
sex
either way.
mostly gets alimony?
It doesn't matter which side does.
Okay, now it doesn't matter, even though I asked you
doesn't
which one.
matter.
You can't even answer a simple question. I'm asking you.
It's never mattered. It's never mattered.
Have you ever heard of men in mass getting alimony?
Nobody in mass gets
Oh,
alimony. That's what I'm
shit.
telling you.
You
No, I
only
haven't
hear
heard of
mainly
women in mass
stories
getting
about women
alimony
getting
either.
alimony, not men.
Men can get alimony.
Yeah, unicorns happen, right? But
I mean, you just
overwhelmingly,
gotta
by and large,
marry a
women
rich
get
chick.
alimony more than men.
The person who has
And
a smaller income gets the
custody
alimony.
cases. Let's go to custody cases. Who
Okay.
gets the children more in majority of the cases?
None of this is causal. It's not discrimination.
Nobody's making that argument. I'm not even making that argument.
Okay, why
that
are
is
you
discrimination.
taking it? Then why are you taking it to a men versus women position?
Because if you look, it is a men's versus women to some degree, because
Okay.
you have to create a distinction. So when you
So
look
you are
at
taking it
women,
there.
when women are getting custody of children, it's mainly because they have to extract monetary
They filed
gain from
first?
somebody.
No,
So
it's
they hit
not.
the man
They
up.
file first.
They hit
Whoever
the man
files
up.
first, who files first wins. That's how it generally goes.
And women initiate divorce at what rate?
Higher than
Oh,
men. Yeah.
shit. Incentivization galore.
Yeah.
Incentivization galore.
That's not an incentive. That's an incentive to file first, not to
And
file
then-
at all.
No, it's not incentive to file first. I'm talking about the outcome. If they file first and if they're getting divorced and they're initiating and they take half your shit that they didn't even come with the relationship in the first place, they're leaving with more than they came in the relationship. That happens more than often in any marriage.
Where did they get? They got the come up when they got married, not when the divorce.
No, it's
Yes, they
not a
did.
come up. It's not a come up if you're tied to a contract to somebody, but if you're a free agent and you take half their shit, that's a come up.
So are you insinuating that women are entering into marriage just so they can trick dudes and dip out?
100% happens all the time.
I'm not saying that that's
I don't
intentionally what
think
happens, but that's
I
happening
don't think
more
I know
often
one
than not.
person ever
And
who's
there's
had that happen.
literally there has been like videos of like women trying to coach other women into this is
So-
how you go about it. These are what the laws are.
Yeah, too.
This is
They
how you
also
like,
they also
like,
have babies
Yeah.
just
six
for
kids
child
and six
support,
different
just
dudes.
for
You know
government
anybody
incentives.
in your personal life who's
Exactly.
gotten tricked into marrying a girl who just was like, haha, now I'm getting divorced?
I know a guy in the football league, they have a condom rule. You know why they have that? He didn't follow the
That's
condom
not-
rule and got somebody pregnant. That woman won the lottery, basically, according to her and her girlfriends. The reason why
I
the
don't
NBA has a
care.
condom rule
That's not what I
is
asked you.
because no, I'm telling you the entailment of why these things happen. That's a precursor to what I'm talking about. The reason why the NBA has a condom rule is because that condom in the trash can is a lottery ticket to any woman, because she knows she's going to be incentivized in this marriage entering that. She's going to financially grape that man.
There are definitely crazy people, some of whom will take a condom and get pregnant. Sure.
Oh, so enough to where whole leagues have to develop a rule? That's insane.
I mean, what would you propose? Are you not proposing more rules?
Yes, these protect
There you
men
go.
because we need to safeguard ourselves from women that want to come up and monopolize this to be
don't a
incentivized.
dumbass. Then
They
don't
want to be
a dumbass.
incentivized to take half our shit. We're protecting
All the
ourselves
tools-
from that.
All the tools you need to defend yourself are at your disposal.
Yeah, sure,
like,
but that
this
doesn't
is-
move the needle.
But the key thing as well, like coming up with is like the issue is the fatherless homes or single parent households, and if you compare the figures to 1950, we're talking like 7%. Now it's 25%, and it's like 41% in the black community specifically. So when men try to collectivize and get together and say like this is crazy what we're
You
doing
can't
here.
leave us. You can't leave us like that.
No, that no fault divorce is by definition unreasonable. That you can get divorced
No
without
fault
a reason.
divorce is a. Can you imagine what a terrible idea it is to try to make people stay together who don't want to be together? That's a.
No, do you think how
What?
terrible idea is that you give them an unreasonable out that if you're just feeling hormonal for a couple of months, you're like, fuck this, I'm done, rather than actually working through the
If
difficulties.
two people get into a voluntary contract those two people can leave the voluntary contract. That's how
For a
contracts
reason,
work.
correct?
Oh,
For
so
a
you're
reason.
entering things that
For a
aren't.
Otherwise, it'd
reason.
be unreasonable.
No, it does not.
So you're
The
you're
court-
talking about people entering boyfriend girlfriend shit. That's not a commitment.
That's not what I was talking
Yeah.
about. I'm talking about a legal contract.
They might as well stay
When you enter
boyfriend
into
and
a
girlfriend.
contract-
According to your logic, they might as well stay boyfriend and girlfriend. Why get married if you have the option of leaving so easy? Then all you're talking about is referring to something that looks like boyfriend girlfriend.
That's your opinion. Yeah, and you might
Not
not think
my
marriage
opinion.
worth
It's a covenant. The only way
Okay,
you should get
I'm
divorced
not
is through
religious. I understand that
infidelity.
you're dragging your religious beliefs into the conversation, but not everybody who's getting married is religious. The law applies to everybody, regardless of their religious position or whether or not they believe it's a covenant.
Yeah, but what you're saying is like two people have gotten together, they've made a serious commitment, and they've now produced a child, and now because like one person is like they feel unhappy, they're just gonna walk away. That
Yeah, that's
makes no fucking sense.
crazy. That's
I
insane.
mean, they're allowed to anyways.
No, before there was
Wow.
a reason had to be
look,
provided.
your
There
wife
had to
can
be-
walk
There
out.
had to be like some level of like fucking like abuse or shit, like he's beating the shit out of her and all this kind of shit, infidelity or abandonment.
So two things. First of all, somebody can walk out the door at any time anyways, and that legal distinction would still be in place even under your system. Second of all, two people who
Yeah, but what
don't want to
happens
be
if they
together.
do
Hold
that?
on. Let me finish. If two people don't want to be together, forcing them to stay together is probably not going to be better off for the kids.
Dusty, do you think of
you have so many women on SSRIs and hormonal birth control is what's causing
Men
this.
are on SSRIs too.
Because you're giving them not at the rate of women.
Yeah, not at the rate of women.
I think
more
what I
than,
would suggest
more
is
than
that you
double.
guys just
But
don't get married.
even to this, having no fault divorce as with an option in terms of that, it is not helping the situation.
Sure, it is. It makes
No.
it makes
For the kids?
It doesn't help the situation at all.
Absolutely, yes. If you married a crazy chick and she's on SSRIs and you've got kids,
You're
and like,
assuming
"Man,
she's crazy.
I was using the example he gave, and you're like, man, this woman is bringing down me and my family. You need to be able to cut a piece off.
Normally, we tell people to weather the storms and go through this because that's what's going to happen. But in the modern society, any slight convenience, you're getting a quick out. So you're preventing the merit-based system that's supposed to be built in marriage, meaning we're going to work through hardship, turmoil, and strife. What you're doing is eliminating all the...
Not everybody is worth struggling to save.
I can't even concede that, Dusty, but what you're doing is you're eliminating the work from marriage. That's what you're doing. You're obliterating the hard work that develops marriages and makes them stronger.
What I'm saying is, if I want to get a divorce, I shouldn't have to punch my wife to get one.
You're talking about extreme cases. This is insane.
I'm not. You don't think that incentivizes domestic violence?
Lesbians have more domestic violence than anybody else. I'm talking about.
That's not the point. That's not the point. Fault divorce incentivizes domestic violence.
No, because to use your point against you, Dusty, you could just walk out the door. That was the whole meme with the guys.
but
Like,
if
oh,
you
I
want-
went to
if
go
you
get
want the
pack of
divorce,
cigarettes.
that's true.
But this whole thing of like,
legal
you're
divorce.
incentivizing domestic abuse is
If
bullshit.
you want the legal divorce, you're going to have to do something, aren't you?
Yeah, walk out the door. You don't have to beat your wife.
Yeah, go to the bar and take a breather.
If you want a legal divorce under a fault-based system, you have to have fault in the relationship.
Yes.
Right?
And if there's no fault, then maybe
incentivizes.
if there's no
so
fault,
a prerequisite.
if there's no
for-
fault, Dusty, if there's
Huh?
no fault, maybe you shouldn't be getting divorced.
No, everything should be no fault for sure. And if you want to get divorced, you should. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
hold
I
on,
think-
Dusty.
Look, one of the best.
You want a no commitment.
Here, hold on. Let me get.
You want a no commitment, Dusty. That's what you want? That's
sure. But
that's a
guess what?
contradiction.
But guess what? It's not your marriage, so it doesn't matter if you don't feel like it's committed enough because you're not in it.
It doesn't matter if it's we're talking about what's normative, what's a prescription for society to make marriages last longer for the children, Dusty.
Yeah, I think that you should just worry about your own children and not worry about other people's marriages and children. Don't you?
Society is made up of what? Not my children. Society is made up of a bunch of families and children, not just my own, Dusty.
Are you with your kid's mom? No.
Yeah, not at the moment, but you know what would have changed that? Not having no fault divorce.
So if she had to stay with you, if she couldn't leave, Why don't you just man up and go find her and
could
throw
have
in the
let-
trunk?
let-
Get her
she-
back.
Anyways, we're not going to dive into this, Dusty.
Yeah,
So
Dusty,
what you're
abandonment,
talking
what are you
about
talking
is
about?
not commitments. That's a contradiction. You want a commitment without a commitment.
Turns out we both do.
That was
No,
wild.
you're
What-
doing
what-
Yeah,
libertarian
no clue
slop.
what you're talking about, bro.
You
If it
just
doesn't
said you're not
affect
with your
me,
kid's mom either.
then it shouldn't. I've no opinion. I shouldn't have an opinion on it. It's like the same thing of like fucking money or like a fucking
Well-
lawsuit or fraud and all this kind of shit. Well, it's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
your money.
It is absolutely
Yeah, that's right,
hypocritical.
yeah.
It
This,
completely
this
undermines
sounds
his
like
point.
feminist propaganda. What are we doing?
Not being a hypocrite is not feminist propaganda.
No fault divorce
What do you mean
is.
not being a hypocrite?
No, it's not. I love it. I'm a dude. I will advocate for no fault divorce all day long. It's crazy that you guys want to be trapped in a marriage.
So
that
you
don't wanna
want to be a free agent and not develop teams. If this was a sport, all you want is individuals coming out with all the autonomy in the world and no responsibility, but all the
Marriage
authority.
is not a team sport.
It is a team sport.
Choose
You
your
have
partner
families and
wisely.
kids.
You're not in my marriage. You're not.
I don't
It's
have
the-
to
it's
be
the
in your
two
marriage
people.
to give a prescription.
There's two people in a marriage.
Yeah, but there's a presiding judge
but
and a
also,
societal norm that we
Marte,
want.
Look, you gotta iron out these inconsistencies before you get into the big time in politics. Because
No
if you're
inconsistencies
running around,
here.
if you're running around prescribing fault divorce while you are not with your kid's mom,
That's not a
people are gonna smell that.
contradiction.
Can you? one
You
sec,
realize
Dusty,
that's
one
not a
sec. Can you-
contradiction, right?
Can you be a former heroin addict and advocate against heroin?
He's not. That analogy
Answer
doesn't
the
fit because
question. Can
he's
you
That
be,
analogy
can you
is
be a
horrible,
former
Dusty.
addict
Currently,
and advocate
he's-
against drugs?
You cannot be a heroin addict and go out and tell people that they should get arrested for doing heroin.
Why not?
Well, I mean, it makes you a hypocrite and it completely undermines your position.
That's a fallacy.
Yeah,
No,
that
it's
is
not.
a fallacy,
It's
Dusty.
hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy.
What are you talking about?
No, that's not
This
hypocrisy,
guy, man.
Dusty.
Yes, it is. Y'all might need to do a Google search.
No, it's not.
This is
Do a
trash
Google- go do a
argument,
Google search.
Dusty.
Take it to Google. Take it to Google.
One sec. I have
Yeah,
the
y'all don't
exact
know
name
what
for the
words
fallacy
mean.
right
Y'all don't know
here.
what words mean.
The hypocrisy fallacy, also known as tu quoque,
No,
Latin
just
for you also,
hypocrisy.
or
Just
well,
hypocrisy.
the hypocrisy fallacy, also known as tu quoque, Latin for you also, is the look who's talking fallacy. Occurs when someone tries to dismiss an
you're reading
argument by
something that
pointing
I
out
didn't
that the person
reference.
making it acts inconsistently with it. It avoids addressing the actual claim.
Oh,
Don't be
shit.
sorry, be better.
I did not
Oh,
look. I did not tell you
shit.
to look up hypocrisy
Oh,
fallacy. I
shit.
think you're being a
Dusty.
Aaron, I'm
Be
not
better.
sure. Aaron, my brain is sleepy. Okay, you guys. Whew, I'd love to have you guys over here. You guys cracked me up, but I'm about to pass out on you guys, and I hate to do that. None of you are going live right now.
No.
No, I'm out of here.
Thank you for having me up.
Always. It was a pleasure. I enjoyed you guys. Take my butt to bed. Oh
Damn,
God.
this
I don't
panel
wanna
got
do that.
disinfected real quick.
Oh, shut up,
So much.
Marte.
I don't know who I just lost right now. I'm so sorry. Who just dropped off the panel?
Dusty, the
Dust-
feminist.
Dusty.
The
What?
feminist, yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to some of the stuff that you were saying, but I guess I really wanted to agree with you more, but hey, I love somebody that can come up here and
Give a
speak their
different
mind,
perspective.
Dusty. I respect it. I don't think that Marte's business with his family. When you're debating, you guys, and I'm going to say this because on Sundays I do open panels. I try to. When you're debating, when you use somebody else's life to make your point, you didn't win the debate that way. You got to make
Yeah.
your points without using that person's life. All I'm
Ad
gonna say.
homs are no good in debates.
That's what he.
They just don't work, but some people do it. They do it to me all the time, and I just kind of avoid those questions. Only because when you're debating, it has no relevance there, and it doesn't make you look like a strong debater. Respectfully,
Well, to be honest, that's usually what he does when he gets boxed in. He'll usually reach for something like that and try to divert because he knows that we're crushing him on a certain point, which means they react worse. So that's why that happened.
I like Dusty though. I like Dusty. I was entertained by Dusty, but I was like, oh man, why the you know? But what it is, what it is. But I like Dusty.
It is
It's,
what
it's
it
a
is.
sign of weakness. It is what it is, but
Well,
it's a
y'all
sign
said
of
it. I wasn't
weakness
gonna say it. You know,
where
I wasn't
they.
gonna say it. Well, I'm stuttering now, you guys, so I'm gonna pass out. I did subscribe to your channel, Marte. Your channel is a little hard to find, a little IFBB. So I don't know if you can leave me a comment under my community wall. I did sub to
I'll
you
do
though.
that.
Okay,
I'll
yeah,
leave a
leave me a
comment.
comment. Jungle, Teriak, always. You guys are always welcome. Now we're all new friends.
Thanks.
Are we
Thanks
still
for
friends,
having us
guys?
up.
It's rough, always.
Yeah, we're all good. Yeah.
All right, you guys. Big hugs to you. Thank you.
Later.
All right, guys. Later.
You guys, listen. I'm about to go. You guys know when it's close to 4 o'clock, I start stuttering. I'm gonna go to bed. But I'm gonna say this. What happened? They come over here and brought fire. And I loved every minute of it. You know, there's a lot of things that I can't say, but I open up the panel and you guys can have at it. Thank y'all for coming up. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. Jungle, I always appreciate you. Zero. Chris, John, I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you guys for hitting the panel. I'm gonna go lay it down before I say something stupid, but I'll finish watching the Carmelo Anthony trial, and if he wins an appeal, we shall see. We'll cover it again, and I'll see you guys on open panel next Sunday. Tomorrow we'll do our regular stream. Okay, I love you guys. This was different. Zero. They tore up the they tore up the panel, but you know what? I don't censor people. Marte was a surprise. Teriak, I know how I'm familiar with Teriak. I'm familiar with Fever. I was familiar with the other ones on the panel, but not with Marte. And listen, what did he say wrong? What did he say wrong? I gotta go sleep. Thank y'all for hanging out. Claude. All right, you guys. Bye-bye. Thank you guys for hitting my panel. You're always welcome. Appreciate all of you. Thank you. Bye-bye.